Neil's teaching me how to count and save my money because I'm going to need it when QAM does me. So
I'll hook you up with a real good stockbroker, Mitch Hirsch. By the way, the Dow is down
about 30, man,
and the Nasdaq's up 1 point something.
Thanks.
What the hell we need that turd burger on there? We can sit here, look on it. There's my old buddy David Ted
Don't
David.
start making fun of me when I'm doing my financial update to get my sponsor happy.
I'm not going to do that right before my show every day. That sounds like sabotage.
No, I'm doing it at 9:40.
Look what that financial stuff did for Rick and Spud.
I went to the hockey game last night.
And then you tell me that the Beast is taking you down there and trying to inject you into that whole cesspool down there. That's bad.
Yeah.
You don't want to like lower.
I wish you were here today.
Level.
We have macaroni grill going, shrimp.
I beg your pardon?
We're eating shrimp over here.
I love the macaroni grill, and they love me, as a matter of fact. I just don't like that old black Sambo guy that gets up on the table with those big shoes.
Hey, how about your
singing That Old Man River? Did you ever see that?
How about your boy Fat Boy High? How he hasn't freaking got me my dial mattress yet. God damn.
Hey, we told him we're on the case, but he's just laying down on the job.
Why don't they give me the
case?
Why
it's easy to do.
Why didn't George give me the contact so I can go do another
deal? How can you tell me he's laying down when you come right down to it?
He is my contact.
I heard you say something about scalping Todd Dreck. I always knew I liked Pharrell. Oh! Scalp his ass.
Yeah, Luann comes in here every morning and works a little flash on me. She wants to do
Does she really?
Yeah, they all do. I went to the hockey game last night.
Did she leave any debris behind?
Hey, I saw last night your buddy Jeff River said hi.
Yeah? Oh, so in other words, you were the guy that was at the game. You and Scott.
Yeah, I was the only one there,
Scott. You were sure nobody else there.
And intern Brian, who gives Scott great deals on American airline flights.
Don't you love the way they put these things in a box score? 13,274. If there were 7,000 people there last night, my name is Mo Howard David, okay? That was pathetic.
What'd you do on your birthday?
There was nobody. I didn't do crap. I got sick.
Oh, that is sweet. What's the weather like?
It's going to be 46, a little on the murky side.
When are you coming?
It's not raining.
We've already rain
is cats and dogs here.
Rain isn't the word here today, dude. It's ankle deep. Hey, tell me this.
Not only is the weather turned to crap there just in time when I'm coming back, but also I'm hearing the word, well, you might not want to come right now because everybody in the building's got strep throat, and Greg is running around showing his disease to everybody.
His trophy.
His pustules.
His pustules to everybody.
Dolly Parton says she wasn't always pretty.
Yeah, but she always had big boobs.
Yeah. Now, those things aren't even normal. Remember that chick?
She was 8, she had.
Remember Morgana?
Yeah.
She was great. Do you think more people are streaking at games?
Yes. Well, what else are they going to do?
So last night I'm watching Luke Robitaille.
Did you see any good this year?
I saw Luke Robitaille last night, and all I could think of was him having a D on his lip.
Right.
After
Did you
told
look
me
at his lips? Did you look at his lips?
Of course, I know what his lips look like, and you had me going last night.
They sag off to one side. You know what that means.
So I went on the air with Randy Mulder last night. I saw your boy Jiggs and Rimmer.
Jugs? Yeah.
Potvin said he wanted to beat your ass. Other than that, everyone was pretty nice.
Potvin's an asshole, man. Have you ever met him? What an asshole he is.
He's got an ego as big as mine. We should share a tax
return.
return.
Moron. That's true. His ego is even bigger than yours.
Mm-hmm.
He's a legend in his own mind.
Yeah. What was that thing you did the other day, running that? What was it, some military PBS thing you were running? What were you taking, a dump
CBC.
or something?
Yesterday it was from CBC.
My dad was listening to that, and I was listening to that, and I was just, what was that thing you were doing? Do you have to get permission from the CBC to run that?
Of course not.
They just get it right off
the window. I says, "How's it going, eh?" And they said, "Do whatever you want."
I had a guy say that to me this morning. It's no doubt good there in the organization, eh?
Organization. So you're hanging out with Randy Moeller and Paul Dees, all the clowns, huh?
I went out to lunch with Paul D yesterday, and Beast doesn't eat bread. He's afraid of sourdough. He's been going to meetings.
You have to be kidding me.
Beast's going to bread meetings.
Next thing you'll be hanging out with, what's her name? What's the Donna Shalala?
If I could.
By the way, we got balls, Donna, and you don't use. Well, I think she does. Actually.
You got to be kidding me! Are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell me the QAM has balls? We got little peanuts.
Yeah, I know that.
Who are you kidding? They're afraid of everything.
That's why
they're even censoring you now.
That's why we took the Hurricanes off the billboard, because we got peanuts.
Yeah, and your other songs that are so nice in the morning about the other races, and then
Condoleezza.
Yeah.
Condoleezza. Yeah. Well, we don't have any balls.
See, I have my 48 words. I'm not allowed to say.
Clear. See, I keep trying to tell you, take the check to the bank. Get a hold of Mitch Hirsch. He'll really straighten your ass out.
Do you think
then you'll only have to work till you're about 90.
How many job offers do you think I get while I work here?
About 30, man.
You got that right.
Yeah.
What do you think I'll do in the long run?
Let me ask you this. See, you keep looking at life as a series of job offers. I mean, in your resume, on your tombstone, they can put he worked 1,000 jobs for 10 days apiece. You know, that'll be great.
No, mine's going to say that he was the Bridges of Navarone, and I'm a dick on my tombstone.
Oh, you said dick again. Oh, it's on my time now. That's okay.
Thanks.
You just can't say dick before 10 o'clock.
I did today, I think.
It's a damn good thing your name isn't Dick.
You know, what would
There's
they do?
the Dick Farrell
What
Show.
would they
As a
do
matter of fact,
then?
we already got a Dickie Farrell up in Palm Beach. Did you know that?
Why is it that they let you,
real asshole.
hey, you know, they don't want me to do anything like, I can't have shirts or I can't have,
What do you mean you can't have shirts?
they don't want me doing anything that, interrupts their cash flow.
Oh, listen. Now, when are you going to be doing your own website?
I have it, constructed. It should be up on the air next week. Stopperell.net.
Oh, man, you think you've had problems so far. Just wait. You realize that they already took the link to our website down?
Well, I don't care what they do. I'm going to fight them on this. I'm going to fight them.
I
heard you.
Doesn't listen to anybody.
They took your link down. What do you mean?
So we immediately, of course, took the link to QM's website off of ours because screw them. But so when you have your website and you start putting all this racy, wild stuff on there, they're going to have a cow.
Well, I'll take their name off of it if that's what they want. I don't have to have any relationship
don't
with
promote them.
I'm willing to promote them but if they don't want me to promote them, I'll be glad to have nothing to do
tell
with
everybody they're the missing link.
them. By the way, I'm farting right now repetitively into
smell
the
it all the way
seat.
up here.
It
I thought
smells
it was
so
the Beast
bad.
that done it. And don't go on a cruise with Zach and the Beast. Can you imagine?
I'll
oh
be
my
trapped
God.
at sea.
Holy crap!
I'll come back gay.
Woo!
I will.
Man.
Do you think that'd be a bad week?
There would be a net. Well, you
QAM won't even let me go.
I'll tell you one thing. You better pack some bologna sandwiches because they're sure not going to leave you no food.
QAM won't even let me. I'm sending six people.
Shoveling it down.
I'm sending 6 people to New York to see the Panthers play the Rangers at Madison Square Garden in January.
You keep giving away. Give away the Panther tickets every day for about an hour, and then have the stock guy on the end of the show. By the next book, we should be down in like real simple, easy to deal with small digits. You know what I mean? Like fractions. Like about a 0.3.
Oh, you think that I'll go that far backwards, huh?
I don't know, but if
you want to lose another, you want to lose another bet to me, old man?
Yeah, that doesn't make any difference. You notice I don't.
You're a welcher. You don't pay them off, so I'm not going to start betting with you. I'll bet with George.
Especially when I got sucked in with that thing about, all the, what did they give away? About 20,000 tickets for that game?
Yeah, but we won the World Series, and I'll tell you another thing. George and I are betting pills now over things.
We won the World Series, but you notice all these
Gypsy
people
Hill, baby.
want to take their Marlin caps back. They thought they were just on rental.
Hey, George and I are going to buy the Gypsy Hill Pharmacy and just start giving the kids pills.
Franchises.
Excellent.
Franchise
In fact, I think that's the way we're going to start raising money for our charity. We're going to swap pills for cash.
Yeah, and I don't want to deal with any charities. I'm taking a bunch of sick kids down to meet Mario Lemieux tomorrow night, and I'm keeping all the money.
In fact, Rush needs some stuff if you got any left over. Rush
he went to the 7-day advanced I'm a rich fat slob rehab center, and apparently he's been fully recovered.
Excellent.
He's not gonna eat pills anymore. He's just gonna eat D and he's gonna smoke crack.
I would do that.
I think it's time for you to go. I think you're starting to lose it.
Alrighty, good luck.
I think you're backsliding.
Futures are down.
Clean up your act.
Yeah, whatever.
This is a bunch of hooey.
Rosie O'Donnell can't believe she's gay. A big fan of the WNBA.
Yes.
Rosie O'Donnell, it must be a ruse. For all of these years you claim to love Tom Cruise. Certainly you must realize we knew it. Honestly, it's not that big a shock. If you and Ricky Martin were to do it, it'd be a crock.
Oh my God.
Rosie O'Donnell gave up all the lies. Now I hope Nathan Lane admits he likes guys.
Oh, man, I love that. How about Jesus, just let me sit here with my thing hanging out.
Right, just enjoying
10
it.
past 10. I don't want to talk about that disgusting bitch. She says if you lie, you get cancer.
Okay.
That's what she said. Miserable bitch. Oh, well, I apologize to her. I apologize to her. What a disgusting... Oh, I almost said it.
Yeah?
Anyway, we had a lot of votes on the poll yesterday, even though, and of course, yesterday was my birthday. I gave myself a little present, didn't take any calls, which was great, and just inundated with faxes. Happy birthday, Neil. What do we have, about 3?
4.
4. That was, prime. We had a card come in, I think, although I think it was like to the wrong address. Yeah, so the public is really just, as usual in South Florida, an outpouring of emotion and love and kindness and caring. It's a very warm, fuzzy thing. That's how I played the CBC thing yesterday. The Fifth Estate, or whatever the hell that thing is called. What is it called?
Conspiracy?
Yeah. At any rate, that's why I played it. And, of course, Scott and his dad are still trying to figure out what it was. They thought it was a public service announcement. And then read from the Michael Moore book, which still nobody cares about any of that. But I did my best, and maybe there are like a handful of people out there in the audience.
About 30, man.
who thought, hey, this is pretty damn interesting, and we're getting pissed off and fired up about it. And the rest of the people are going, oh, gee, when's you going to take some calls? We got to hear some calls. WQAM, here's our first call in 2 days. QAM.
Hi, may I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Oh, I got to turn down the radio. Hi, Neil.
Turn the radio down, please.
Hello, Neil. I just wanted to be the first one to say happy birthday yesterday.
Okay, thanks.
All righty?
Thanks.
Are you in Toronto or are you here?
I'm in Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
I'm in Cheektowaga.
Go Bills.
All right. Good luck to you. You'll need it. Okay, Drew Bledsoe's a stiff. 1,466 votes on the poll yesterday. What's your take on the Iraq War? 63.2% of our nearly 1,500 votes said impeach George W. Bush, and I say those people are
Absolutely correct, sir.
927 want to impeach his ass. I want the troops, by the way, 2 more dead troops. I want the troops to come home, 201. Let's stay the course. It'll take time, 197. Right. We need to send more troops for security, 63. Rumsfeld should be fired, 46. And I don't care about any of it, 32 Hurricane fans. By the way, there you go, Beast. 32 of your cohorts of your mindless idiots like you and Clarence. Hurricane fans. They have to be. 2.1% said, oh, I don't care about any of it. As in, what me worry? And we should have a lot of people saying what me worry. We got Alfred E. Newman for president, right?
Yeah.
Should be the national motto. Well, we got Bobby Hatfield died.
He died.
And then the baseball player who died.
He died.
And all kinds of stuff going on, and 2 more soldiers.
Right. Yeah, but who's counting?
Well, we're only counting Americans in the coalition. We're not counting the Iraqis because it's so many thousand now we lost track. In addition to which, the president and Rumsfeld can't count that high. Rush said he'll help him get that high. 10:13 at 560 WQAM.
Absolutely.
Eisner?
Sniper Muhammad, charged with a felony, shot lots of people in suburban D.C. Sniper Muhammad, his trial set to start. He had people jumpy when they heard a fart. Monday morning went to get some ammo. Tuesday he goes shooting with his son. Wednesday they get busted by the police. They found the gun. Sniper Muhammad, part of a psychopath. And we won't be happy till he's in the chair.
10:18 at 560 WQAM. So we got a big appearance today, right? Miguel's going to be out there showing it.
Or Scott,
It's at the
somebody.
mobile. I beg your pardon?
Hello. Somebody will be out there.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's pouring cats and dogs out there. It's pitch black. Nobody wants to go out there, so they're going to have a fight over who gets to do it.
And it's raining, too.
Well, maybe we ought to, postpone it instead if the weather's that bad.
As a matter of fact, I was going to tell you, expect the power to go out down here on this end without notice at any given
Well, let
moment.
me know. Did it go out yet? I'll just put my feet up on the table here and watch Playboy TV or something. Or watch Harvey Levin, the screaming fruitcake, talking about Rosie O'Donnell.
Rent to break the lease. That's essentially what Rosie is saying, that it was made so unbearable that she had a legal...
We don't care about that bitch. Now, what was I just saying? How about we postpone it?
We could do that.
Yeah, tell Miguel that in fact, all we want from him today is just a number. Just a total would be nice, just a number. Because I'm sure that everybody yesterday being my birthday and I didn't let people call in. See, that lady was very nice that I just took that call. But we could add 3 hours to that yesterday, and that would not have been very illuminating or entertaining or exciting. I mean, she was great, and thank you very much. But who wants to hear that for 3 hours, right?
Not me.
Kind of like talking about hockey.
We could put that on a tape.
Yeah, we could have talked about hockey and had a .000. In fact, you saw yourself last night, the tremendous interest in hockey in South Florida. Well, those 4,300 people who were actually there in the seats, probably half of which were giveaways. I don't know how they're going to make it. I don't understand how that franchise is going to survive. There's nobody showing up. I mean, they can put 50,000 in the paper in a box score. It doesn't make them any money. It's crap. Anyway, here's our poll question today before we go. I'd like to get the number, Miguel, because I'm sure that everybody bought some of our Best Neil stuff yesterday on my birthday. We're probably
everybody.
Up to
Sure.
Huh, you think?
Yeah, no.
How many people do you think?
About 30, man.
I doubt it. We had 37,295 for abandoned pet rescue as of whenever he gave me the number last time, I guess on Monday. He just, I don't know, just keeps ignoring us. Well, Doreen keeps him busy, running. Here's the poll today. Who is or was the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all? When was I talking about drooling Yahoos the other day?
Right when you came back because of the accent poll.
And then that's right. That should have been on there. Drooling Yahoos, man. They just make my skin crawl. Anybody who talk like this, I know they're a moron. I don't care how many college degrees they got.
I graduated cum laude from Yale.
Oh, man, you talk about dumb. Who is or was the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all? We got a short list, and how come you didn't put Toby Keith on there yet?
I wrote it on the paper.
Well, he didn't put it on there. I guess.
Let me retell. Hey, Eric.
I guess Eric's psychic powers. He must have known that was your choice. He just hates you. Jesse Helms, Strom Thurmond, and Toby Keith. Just for a starter there. Now, I don't even know who Toby Keith is. You already explained it to me. Don't waste time on a year. But I don't know who that is.
You will.
I will what?
You will know him.
No, I will not know him. I'm not going to go anywhere near him. Anyway, bad news. Oh, and this story about the possible deal that we could have avoided invading Iraq, that goes to show you right there. That's another piece of the puzzle right there for all you doubting Thomases and Dicks out there. We'll get to that. 2 more Americans killed in separate incidents. Polish major wounded in exchange of fire. 2 American soldiers killed in separate incidents near Baghdad along the Syrian border, the U.S. military said today, and a Polish major was seriously wounded in an ambush south of the capital. A senior figure from the U.S.-led coalition warned that the Americans and their allies face a rough winter of attacks by insurgents, and now we're sending in the Marines. And we're sending in 100,000 troops, not in addition, but like replacement troops in the beginning of the year.
Hoo-ah!
Because these other people are like a little bit on the burnt out side, never expected to be there like the rest of their lives maybe. And so there's got to be a lot more dead bodies is basically what it boils down to. And then you look at this story, and it really makes you more pissed off. I don't want to get anybody pissed off, but if you'd like to be pissed off, a possible negotiated peace deal was laid out in a heavily guarded compound in Baghdad in the days before the war. ABC News has been told, but a top former Pentagon advisor says he was ordered not to pursue the deal because that would have screwed up all their plans, you see. The fix was already in. This was already engraved in stone. It was carved in granite before they even stole the election. The PNAC people already had their meeting, and they decided that they were going to go in there, and they'd find some excuse. There'd be some catastrophic event that would take place, and then they'd have a reason to go in there. Not that we're suggesting anything.
No, of course not.
It just was very fortuitous for them. A prominent Lebanese-American businessman said he secretly met with Iraqi intelligence officials just days after Secretary of State Colin Powell lied through his teeth and laid out the U.S. case for the war at the UN in February with all them maps. He's got that map. He's got the Middle East peace road map. All his maps seem to be like outdated. Just like the time we bombed the Chinese embassy that time.
Oops.
From an old map. We keep making that mistake. Emad Haig, the president of American Underwriters Group Insurance Company and known in the region as having contacts at the Pentagon, told ABC News he was first approached by an Iraqi intelligence official who arrived unannounced at his office in Beirut. A week later, according to Haig, he and an associate were asked to come to Baghdad when Haig said he met with Saddam Hussein's chief of intelligence, General Tahir Habbush, later labeled the Jack of Diamonds in that silly deck of cards depicting the most wanted members of Saddam Hussein's regime. Habbush is still at large. He was conveying a message, said Haig. He was conveying an offer. He said he laid out terms of a negotiated peace during a 4-hour session beginning at midnight at a compound in Baghdad. Haig said Habbush repeated public denials by the regime that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, but offered to allow several thousand U.S. agents or scientists free rein in the country to carry out inspections. Based on my meeting with this man, said Haig, I think an effort was there to avert war. They were prepared to meet with high-ranking U.S. officials. And the Pentagon said, no way, Jose. We want that shock and awe and a lot of dead bodies. And they got both. Now, let's see. Here's the facts that just came in. It said, unbelievable, or maybe at this point we should expect it from the president. It seems that he sold Congress a bill of goods again. A couple of weeks back, Congress, including Republicans, voted to make part of the Iraq package repayable loans instead of all grants. Then, according to Representative Harold Ford, Jr., Democrat of Tennessee, when the 2 bills from both houses had to be reconciled and voted on again this week, the president pleaded with Congress to make all the funds grants only, because if the rest of the world sees that even the U.S. won't give grants to Iraq, they won't make any of their pledge contributions at all. However, the president got this wrong, too. According to Representative Ford, as soon as Congress voted this week for the grants, 2/3 of other pledging countries provided aid in the form of, you guessed it, loans. Loans. So in other words, they're smart and we're dumb. They're loaning the money, but they want it back because they got all that oil there, which ain't going to end anytime soon. But we said, oh, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to lay all that debt on the backs of the Iraqi children of the future, so we'll lay it on the back of all you Americans and your kids for the future, for generations to come. Billions and billions and billions and billions. And everybody's going, like that. What time the ball game? Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. That kind of crap. Bad news. Too much bad news, you know.
I know, stop.
Plus, I got the little ear infection that I caused myself. I had like a little thing in my ear. Ever have a little thing in your ear?
All the time.
And I, kept picking at it. And, of course, it was healing up just fine. I picked at the scab, and then now I realized I had like a little pain in there. So I'm taking my antibiotics again, and plus George told me, stick something in there. And I did.
It's my answer for everything.
Yeah, stick something in there. Some polysporin. In fact, you know something? It's getting better already. Is that possible?
Maybe. Is it an analgesic?
What do you mean by that?
Like.
Oh, no, you mean, is it a painkiller?
Yeah.
Well, why'd you say analgesic? Why'd you say painkiller? Right? Some sort of kind of a pseudo-intellectual spit?
Absolutely, you know it.
It's an antibiotic cream. Prevents infection and helps speed healing, and it works fast, just like that. Singer Bobby Hatfield died. He died.
He died?
63 years old, half the team known as the Righteous Brothers of You Lost That Lovin' Feelin' fame. He died yesterday, police said. What was the other big one? You lost that? What was it?
Oh, geez. We only
the Righteous Brothers.
Right.
Come on.
Unchained Melody. Unchained Melody. There you go.
Unchained Melody that they stole from Al Hibbler. Do you know that if I looked around here, I could find Al Hibbler and Unchained Melody, but I won't.
Good.
On Decca Records.
Good.
Thanks to Boca Brian, who's living in the past like me. Hatfield's body, by the way, bad disc this week, Boca Brian. Really weak stuff. Hatfield's body was taken to the Kalamazoo County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy, and a statement was to be issued later, but they don't say like when. Hatfield and partner Bill Medley met in Orange County, California, performed together for 41 years. According to the group's website, You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', recorded in 1964, stands as the most played song on the radio, and we are sick and nauseated. We're not happy that he died.
He died?
But we're sick of that song and the Righteous Brothers in general.
Ugh.
So I guess you could look at it trying to find something good out of a tragedy, right? Finding a little silver lining in the middle of a dark cloud. The fact that he did die, and of course now we're going to hear it more than ever. So like I said, it's even worse. Because now there'll be all these tributes. In fact, Magic will probably play like 24 hours nonstop of the Righteous Brothers. Those two songs, they'll just segue back and forth. Because that Hamilton guy, what's his name, Bob Hamilton?
George Hamilton.
Whatever the hell his name is, he's an asshole, the PD at Magic. 1027 at 560 WQAM. One of the best kept secrets in South Florida as far as fine dining is concerned is right in front of your nose in Coral Springs. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill just celebrated their 1-year anniversary and got 3.5 stars from the Sun Sentinel Showtime Dining Review. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill's got specialties that include mango plum salmon, almond-crusted mahi-mahi, orange honey glazed sea bass, and crab and shrimp stuffed trout. And if you love seafood, you're going to love the Gold Coast Seafood Grill. According to George and Scott and all the other people who ate free a couple of weeks ago. There's an incredible bar atmosphere with an extensive wine and martini list. Big, gigantic martinis. You could almost take a bath in them. At happy hour, only $5.50 from 4 to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill, you'll find it in Coral Springs at 2752 North University Drive inside the beautiful Walk Shopping Center. All those gangs in Coral Springs, you won't find them there. Call 954-255-FISH for reservations and more information. You can dine inside, outside, large parties, private functions are welcome too. So check out the best-kept secret in lunch and dinner dining in all of South Florida, the Gold Coast Seafood Grill in prestigious Coral Springs, located at 2752 North University Drive inside the Walk Shopping Center. The Gold Coast Seafood Grill, where you'll always find great seafood at amazingly low prices.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Jessica, I'm home. What's for dinner?
Oh, hi, Homer. We're having chicken.
Woohoo!
Or is it tuna?
No.
I don't get it. I mean, the can says chicken.
Woohoo!
But it tastes like tuna.
No.
The Jessica Simpsons. It's TV's first animated reality show with two-dimensional Homer and one-dimensional Jessica.
Oh, forget it. Let's just order some buffalo wings.
Ew, Homer. I don't eat buffalo.
Don't be silly, Jessica. Everybody knows buffalo wings are made from chicken.
Oh, like chicken of the sea?
No, the Jessica Simpsons. Because people this dumb could only be in cartoons. Right?
We can only pray. 1032 at 560 WQM. So did Miguel bring a number in or what?
Shut up. Jesus Christ.
See what I'm telling you?
All the surliness.
Just like that. All I'm asking for, I'm giving him a chance to cancel the thing today because it's raining. We won't raise 50 cents. He can sit there. He can just hang out with Doreen. He can hang it right out. She can take a look at it, sniff it. But in the meantime, we need a number. We got like 38,000 yet?
Coming at you.
He can just say it. You don't need to like print it out. I can actually
almost 38,000.
How much?
37,895.
Oh, $8.95. So that's something for us to work on today. We only need $105 to get 38,000. So maybe Greg Reed, instead of running around showing his pussy oozing sores to everybody in the building. See, that's a real rocket scientist. That tells you what a moron we work for. They got strep throat going around all over the building at QAM. And you'd think that anybody who's got it would have enough intelligence to stay the hell away from there. But if you do, feel compelled to come in there because you're so freaking important, you don't go running around opening up your mouth and showing everybody your oozing pustules and chancres and stuff like that, because that's a great way to spread it. You know what I'm saying? But when you're dealing with a guy who spends most of his time with his finger in his head looking for where his brain was and making sounds like that, what do you expect? You're an idiot, Greg. Nothing changes. So we got 37,895. Now, does that include like from the internet and everything too?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that means we got $600 yesterday. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know why I worked my ass off and set the alarm and got up 1 o'clock in the morning to tape that CBC thing so I could play it yesterday and go through the whole song and a dance and edit out the spots and try to do something. Because if it meant anything, every line on the board would be lit up right now from people saying, God, that was really pissed me off and it was great and thanks for doing that. You know what I mean? Something. Or even saying, boy, that was sure boring. Don't ever do that again. Something.
Mm-mm.
They have no passion. No passion. Now, let's see. Next Van Hit appearance tomorrow, rain or shine. I see. That must be because it's a commercial thing. Is that what he's trying to say?
Yes.
Rain or shine tomorrow we'll have, now this is the Pharrell one. Is that, oh, I see.
Correct.
Well, that's because he's got an appearance to make. Scott Pharrell. You can go there and see if he really talks like that in person, which he does. Noon to 2 at Napa Auto Parts, 1911 North State Road 7. In, where's that? In Margate.
Right.
So tomorrow we'll be in Margate with a van, and I'm sure McGill will be there with Pharrell. Noon to 2. And a little more about that. So that's rain or shine, because he's going to get paid for it naturally. Anybody gets paid for something, we want him to show up, even if nobody else is going to. $37,895, $105. We ought to be able to collect that just in cash before 11 o'clock inside the building, right? Why do you keep $105 to get us to 38 grand? This is the worst fundraiser I've ever been associated with in my life. This even makes the OJ Center One thing pale into insignificance. That's how desperate this has been. They not only don't care enough to send their very best, they don't want to send nothing. Now, we got to get some more names for that poll, although I will say Strom Thurmond is off to the races. For a dead guy. Strom Thurmond, he did die, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Did he?
I'm not positive. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Strom Thurmond 18, Toby Keith 8, and Jesse Helms 7, the first 33 votes on who's the biggest drooling yahoo of them all. I like that. I can't, because drooling yahoos I find extraordinarily offensive. And you'll find plenty of them in Canada. You'll find them in Calgary. You'll find them like in Saskatchewan, in Moose Jaw. Sure. Got plenty of rednecks. We were talking about that yesterday. There's different kind of rednecks. There's the ones on that picture that I showed you the other day about the, huh?
Yeah.
Looked like they just came up from Aintree for the weekend. And then there's the Texas, Deep South, Mississippi, Louisiana, y'all come back, like Judge Moore kind of Alabama with a banjo on your knee. And then there's the other ones with a banjo, but they're up in the tree, the Beasleys. That kind of redneck. The Naples, Florida redneck. Cincinnati, boy, too much bad news. I'm going to go back and hide under the bed. I don't like this. Cincinnati Reds outfielder Durnell Stenson was found dead early yesterday on a residential street after he was shot and apparently run over in a Phoenix suburb, police said. Chandler police said the death was being treated as a homicide and a man was being held by police for questioning. Stenson, 25, made his major league debut this season, played 37 games for the Reds, and now
he died.
He's dead. He was 25. Even worse on the story is that it appeared he had been run over by the vehicle. Witnesses told police a black SUV was seen leaving the area, and he was also dragged along. I guess they shot him and killed him and ran him over and then kind of dragged him along a little while just, I guess, to make
Must
sure.
Must have been Italian.
Huh?
Must have been Italians.
Is that the way they do it?
Yeah, they shoot you, then they insult you somehow.
Oh, and speaking of John Ashcroft, well, I'm sure we got a lot of calls. Look at that. Everybody calling in now to say, boy, that was really horrible yesterday, Neil. Don't ever do that again. And don't read either. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yes, I have one for your poll.
Please, sir.
The Dixie Chicks.
Are the biggest drooling yahoos?
Oh, man, big time.
Okay.
Also,
yes.
I was wondering if you saw that footage from Iraq of those people getting thrown off the buildings and their arms broken, etc.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Do you, would you consider that further justification for going in there and removing them?
Absolutely not. Huh? Let me ask you this. Do you remember the Shah of Iran?
Pardon me?
Do you remember the Shah of Iran?
Yeah.
Who put him in Iran? Whose flunky was he?
Well, right. I understand where you're coming from with that. But after Hussein gassed 1 million of his own people.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you. Weren't we doing business with him then?
No, I understand that we were. I mean,
sir,
but
so listen,
eventually...
don't give me this song today and what you're trying to see. As soon as he said the Dixie Chicks, we knew where this guy was coming from. You're trying to justify the unjustifiable. There are lots of brutal dictators, most of whom we support, by the way, and many of whom we helped to put in there in the first place, like Salvador Allende, for example, in Chile and Pinochet. You know, we didn't like one, so we put in the other one. And all over, and Baby Doc and Papa Doc. And Papa Mau Mau.
And what's up, Doc?
Right. We do it all the time. We've done it all over the freaking world. And this guy's giving me a song to dance about, well, didn't those tapes, wasn't that further justification? Of course not. The Savak, that was the secret police from the Shah of Iran. They used to pull out people's fingernails, was one of the way they used to torture them.
Ooh, nice
they'd pull out their fingernails, they'd yank them. He was our guy.
Sure.
If it's our dictator, our brutal repressive, it's just like that thing I read. This guy didn't hear anything I read yesterday from the Michael Moore book about the Taliban.
He won't.
We love the Taliban.
Right.
They were our folks, man. They were our business partner. They were the partners.
What about all over Africa?
For the pipeline in Afghanistan, that's correct. But as soon as things went sour, then all of a sudden, well, they did this and they did that, and they're barbaric and they repress the women and they can't listen to music and they got to shave their beards so long, and they're bad guys, you know. And some of you people fall for this bull crap. Don't be that stupid. Don't be that ignorant. Of course, this guy, like I said, as soon as he started with the Dixie Chicks, you understand why.
Ditto head.
Don't even put that on. They're not drooling yahoos.
Of course not. They have balls.
Jackass.
Took a lot of
they
crap.
got a big pair. Not a bunch of drooling yahoos like you, sir. Probably got his Tammy Wynette blow-up doll right now. He's probably working on it. 20 before 11 at 5:60, or maybe he's got his, what's his name? Billy Ray Cyrus blow-up doll. Probably working on that, too. 20 before 11 at 560 WQM. Imagine this. Imagine zero closing costs, zero application fee, zero credit bureau fee, zero discounted points. That's probably what John Lennon was thinking about when he wrote that song. Just imagine. You think?
No.
It's the last mortgage you'll ever need. The revolutionary only one mortgage from Financial Group. Now with an interest rate, a low, amazing interest rate of only 1.95%. That's only if you have a $200,000 loan, $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, you'll never pay closing costs again. Call toll-free 1-800-940-LEND. Grab real financing power with a low-rate mortgage that you can move to your next property without any further cost or expense. The only one mortgage from Financial Group. For details, call 1-800-940-LEND. It's a whole new great smart way to buy. Zero underwriting fees, zero doc fees, zero prepayment penalty, zero closing costs, even when you move to another property. So get yourself financing at just 1.95% and never pay closing costs again. Call Financial Group today at 1-800-940-LEND. Be sure and tell them that Todd Dreck told you to call. 1-800-940-LEND. That's Dreck with a D. Equal housing lender. Credit restrictions apply. Rates subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
It stinks in Miami town.
Absolutely.
At 560 WQAM.
Got that $105 yet?
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
Start hitting the booze, then hit David Guest. I want to leave a mark on you, the size of New York. Kick you with pointed shoes for wearing my dress. I have just one remark for you, you dark, beady brown eyes will be black today. I'm gonna mop the floor with you, you dark, you dark. If you don't want to get hit, you'll hide in the closet. That's why we're through, you dork, you dork. Ha!
Oh, speaking of hiding in the closet, here was a fax. There were a couple of faxes came in yesterday. Didn't have time to mention. Here's one that says, "You're such a silly girl, Miss Drudge, wearing that ridiculous hat which went out with the Univac. Here's some honest information. You aren't fooling anybody, nobody. Even the brainwashed ditto heads snicker behind your back. But keep paying off your cronies in the media to run phony baloney gossip articles about all of your hot female dates. Try to imagine Paul Lynde with Marilyn Monroe. What a hoot." Oh,
what a hooter.
Excellent facts. What a hoot. There was a really good column, very disturbing. We don't want to disturb anybody. Robert Scheer, how many body bags? I think we had it on our website yesterday from the LA Times. I'm going to read it right now because I feel like it. I'm in the mood. On Sunday, 19 more young Americans died in Iraq serving the vanity of an American president who woefully betrayed them and who has no idea where his policies are taking the country. This is a president who, as is now amply clear, has systematically lied to the troops and the nation about the reasons for going to war, distorting evidence to claim that the United States was threatened by Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction and linking Iraq to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Having led the country by the nose into a clumsy, ill-advised Middle East power grab, President Bush is faced with a terrible quandary. What do we do now? The first thing is to resist the logic of the self-fulfilling prophecy. Bush claimed Iraq was a center of international terrorism. It wasn't, and now says that because terrorists are coming over Iraqi borders to take potshots at Americans, we need to stay and fight them. We won't run, Bush said, cavalierly dismissing the lives of the young soldiers mired in his folly. This amounts to using our young men and women as bait and assumes there are a finite number of fanatics who can be dispensed with once and for all. In fact, the U.S. occupation of the historic center of the Arab world has provided al-Qaeda and other like-minded groups with their most effective recruiting poster yet, and we're fighting them on their terms and on their turf. Meanwhile, attacks are coming from various Iraqi quarters, those who enjoyed favors under Hussein, and those who may have been glad to see the U.S. overthrow the tyrant, but have since become alienated by an occupation that inevitably inspires nationalist as well as religious opposition. Why can't we learn from our history in Vietnam and the experiences of the French in Algeria and the Israelis in the West Bank and Gaza that no occupation by an army of the other is ever welcome? Only last week, Israel's Army Chief of Staff issued a warning on the limits of an occupying power to achieve its goals through the exercise of military force. It increases hatred for Israel and strengthens the terror organizations, Lieutenant General Moshe Ya'alon told Israeli reporters, adding, "In our tactical interest, we're operating contrary to our strategic interests." Some pundits and politicians, even those who may have been skeptical about the war to begin with, now argue that we must finish the job, even if it means increasing our commitment of troops or ruling Iraq indefinitely. This is, however, exactly the kind of stubborn and mushy thinking that led us into the hell of Vietnam War and the deaths of 58,000 Americans and more than 2 million Vietnamese and Cambodians. The occupation of Iraq is not working and will not work. For Iraqis, our culture is offensive and our tactics heavy-handed. As none other than the American-sponsored Iraqi politician Ahmed Chalabi put it after the latest guerrilla attacks, the Americans, their methods, their operations, and their procedures are singularly unsuited to deal with this kind of problem. And U.S. intentions in Iraq are far from clear. Though there may be an echo of white man's burden that seeks to export civilization, even that highly questionable goal is clouded and undermined by the fact that Washington inevitably will put a higher priority on having a new Iraq serve the U.S. superpower's needs, oil, commerce, military power, rather than meet the needs of regular Iraqis. Unless we are willing to trade the lives of U.S. troops and Iraqis for the obsessions of empire, we must end the occupation now. The U.S. can give Chalabi and the crowd the money they need to operate in the short run and similarly aid the more established Shiite groups. It can beg the UN Security Council to take over this mess with financial support from the U.S. and smooth the transfer of power enough to let the president save face by declaring the mission a victory. Such a wise reversal of course might even help Bush get reelected. His poll numbers on Iraq are sinking. If he can back off from the edge of the cliff to which his hyper-aggressive foreign policy has taken us, the public might be conned into giving him another term. Personally, I think the president should be impeached for his lies, but more important, he should redeem himself by coming to his senses and ending the carnage and instability he has wrought in Iraq and the world. Great column, as usual, by Robert Scheer in the LA Times on November 4 on Tuesday. Good one. And I apologize for reading because obviously a lot of people out there who'd rather like that. 5670560, pound 560. We need some more names on this list. This poll today ain't going to go nowhere without no names. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil. Thanks for yesterday. That made my hair stand on end, what you read. It was horrifying and upsetting. I suspected it, but it was actually worse than what I suspected about Bush and his cronies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him head up an army the way they did in ancient Rome, and see how much of a man he is then.
Yeah.
And saying, "Oh, yeah, well, we got to see it through." Let's see him step in front of the army and see how far he sees it through.
Okay, well, maybe his military service will be as good as it was the first time. He has this vanishing cream, he just keeps disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from Weston. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
I also want to thank you for playing that yesterday. I called a friend, and we were both listening, and we knew it all along about this stuff. And also, I was wondering if you ever heard that Big Daddy Bush was a drug smuggler in his early days. He had a company in Houston where he had pool where his ships never got checked for nothing.
I'll be damned. Sounds like the Kennedy bootleggers to me all over again.
Yeah. All right, yeah, but you take it easy.
And you too. You take it to Hava. Tampa. 5670560. I'm telling you, man. I don't know why I do this. I have no idea why I do it. It says just let it go. Just pretend it yesterday never happened on this show. It was just an aberration. It was just one of those things. You know what I mean? 5670. Is line 1 ever going to get fixed, or are we just giving up on that? Is the sales department ever going to get with it? What?
They opened a ticket.
Oh, open a ticket, my ass, okay? Opened a ticket. It's an inside the building thing. It's not Bell South, which I know you love to bash them, but I don't believe that's their problem. It's an inside the building thing. Because I saw when the hell it happened. It was like right in the middle of a show, or like right in the middle of like that. And it just died. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I just want to first start by telling you happy belated birthday to you.
Thanks.
And now to the business side. I myself am a service member. I've been in the military for well over my retirement point, and I tell everybody that I'm going to be getting out. I'm going to be getting out simply because they call me crazy, they call me stupid. How am I going to throw so many years away? And I have a simple answer for them. I value my life.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's a good answer.
Very simple. I'm not gonna. I value my life more than money, more than anything. I mean, granted, I've served my country, and but with an asshole like our commander in chief, he could keep it. And like the lady just said, why don't we put him in front of the firing squad and see how long he lasts there? I love you, baby. Take care, and much kisses.
Good choice. Okay, thank you. By the way, speaking of that, will U.S. bring back the draft? This was in Toronto Star yesterday. It was on our website. I beg your pardon?
I've been hearing about that.
A call from the U.S. Defense Department for volunteers to sit on local draft boards has sparked debate about whether a nationwide military draft could ultimately be needed to complete Washington's mission in Iraq, whatever the hell that is. A number of analysts said on Tuesday that while any public suggestion of a draft would be politically suicidal for Bush in an election year, he could find himself with few other options if he's returned for a second term, and the fighting in Iraq is still going on. Bush, touring fire-ravaged regions of California Tuesday, again vowed that troops will never cut and run in Iraq, even as attacks on Americans escalate. As debate swirls about the capabilities of the beleaguered U.S. military, the Pentagon's calling for volunteers to serve your community and the nation. We make fun of people who are like suicide bombers.
Right.
And what barbaric lunatics they must be. Well, what's the difference?
Right.
It says the Selective Service System wants to hear from men and women in the community who might be willing to serve as members of a local draft board. If conscription becomes necessary, it says, 2,000 local and appeals board would need volunteers. The boards would decide who would go to war and who could defer their service in the event of a national call-up to boost the currently all-volunteer military. This is significant, said Ned LeBeau, a presidential scholar at Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. What the Department of Defense is doing is creating the infrastructure to make the draft a viable option should the administration wish to go this route. He said it's the first public call to reconstitute draft boards since the compulsory draft was abolished in 1973. And amazingly, shockingly, Pentagon officials did not return calls for comment yesterday. What a shock.
Who do they
Their mom on the subject. And by the way, say hi to Mom. Oh, thanks to Cindy who faxed yesterday, said happy birthday, Neil. Thank you, Cindy. She and 4 or 5 others had, Because we weren't taking the calls, that would have been easy, but it took a little bit of effort to send a fax. Thanks, Cindy. That was nice. She made the effort. 77 votes on our on our Droolin' Yahoo poll. We only have 3 choices on there. It might just stay that way all day. Maybe we just can't top those 3, you know what?
Maybe.
How about that Lindsey Graham? You know, there's a drooling redneck.
Who?
Lindsey Graham. You ever seen him? Who is the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all? 79 votes. Jesse Helms, 36. Strom Thurmond, 30. And Toby Keith, only 13. Only 13 for Toby.
But he won all those country music awards last night.
Yeah, but so did Johnny Cash, and look how he's doing.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
God.
I'm still on the charts. Still having hits. And I'm still making money, baby. Lilo and Stitch are making me rich. My career took off when I passed away. Though I've been dead forever, I'm still doing fine. Still doing fine. Just as Forbes magazine, yeah, I'm doing fine. Though I am in my grave, they'll play my song at raves. And if that ain't weird, I don't know what is. If I weren't dead, I'd be in the red. Going toes up is good for business. Being in the ground forever, but I'm doing fine. Yes, he's doing fine. Though I have left the building, I'm still doing fine. I'm still on the charts. Still having hits.
11:02. This is one of the most beautiful things we've had on our website in quite a while. The WMD countdown. I just noticed that.
Thanks,
and
Matt.
you must click on the picture and get the full deal here.
Right.
And I just noticed, I finally figured out why the president is as dumb as he is. He's an orangutan. No, seriously, because if Scott would look at that picture, you know, Precious on Passions, the orangutan?
Yeah.
The lips are exactly the same. You see
Really?
that? You see the lips?
He can't see it.
I can't see it.
See, Daddy said, read my lips, and W says, look at these lips, and it's the orangutan. They sure are precious. The WMD countdown, it now says we've been digging now for 220 days, 11 hours, 0 minutes, and 52 seconds, and ain't found nothing but oil yet, darn it. That's a beautiful thing.
The lip thing.
Oh, the lip, that's definitely Precious. He's kin to Precious.
It's Precious,
Make no
all
mistake
right.
about it. We've been digging now for 229 days, 11 hours, 0 minutes, and 52 seconds. Ain't found nothing but oil yet, darn it. Nice going, W. In fact, you know something? We're looking for names for the poll. What the hell is wrong with me?
Start digging.
He's looking us in the puss right there, George W.
Yeah.
Get him on there.
A Texican.
Here's a good one from Marty in Miami who says, how about David Duke for your poll?
Okay.
Although I'll be honest with you, David Duke doesn't talk like that, though. See, he doesn't.
No.
See, he says, by the way, these banana boaters really don't get this poll. That's the reason for lack of opinions.
Yeah.
Marty, I hate to break the news to you. Number one, most of our audience are banana boaters. And number two, you don't get it. Because David Duke, even though he's a southern redneck racist, he don't talk like, he's not a drooling yahoo.
Yeah, Spicks don't know nothing about rednecks.
Until they look in the mirror. 5670560, pound 560 on it. Yeah, so let's get George W. Bush on the poll. That'll goose up that number real quick.
Oh, they
Give
love
us
it.
some stiff competition. Toby Keith got shot out, as did the Dixie Chicks at the Country Music Awards, and I guarantee you what I said before is true. That whole country music mafia, the whole thing, there's like genetic defects is what there is. There's like a couple of genes missing. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, yes, I heard the audio you played yesterday on the radio. I went on the web and I got the transcript. It's about 40 pages worth.
Right.
Because I have a lot of people that are interested in, hearing more. Is there any way of getting hold of the audio?
You can't get it on there on the website?
No, I couldn't find anything on audio. So do you have a cassette or anything I could, purchase from you or anything?
No.
Okay. Any suggestions? Because there's
No.
a lot of people that did, heard part of it, but they didn't hear the whole thing, and they wanted to hear all of it.
Any suggestions, George? We could probably dub it and then charge $10 a pop, raise some money for charity.
Don't we still have archives going on? Won't that show be archived so that they can listen to it over and over again?
Oh, that's right. That show will be on the archive, so you can listen to it on NeilRogers.com on our website. That's correct.
Not just the piece that you played, but that wonderful reading job you did.
Right,
Also,
the whole thing.
The audio will be on your website too?
Sure.
Okay, so because I looked on your website yesterday, it wasn't on there.
No, but you're not looking in the archives, though, so you have to look in the archives for yesterday's show for the date November 5.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then, because a
It'll
lot
be
of
there.
people, actually, you could probably do it on cassette and then raise some money for the charity, probably.
Something to think about it. I'll bring a cassette with me when I come down. Thanks a lot, Pally.
All right, bye.
Here's one from Sergio who says, happy belated B-Day. For the poll, how about many of the good old boys from NASCAR, like maybe Dick Trickle? Well, see, I don't know. We'd probably have to have Joe Costello to and of course he'd take exception to that because he insists that NASCAR isn't a rednecky thing,
That's
not
right.
a redneck thing, which of course it is.
Cosmopolitan
It's
International.
a redneck thing. It's a bunch of rednecks going round and around, and every now and then one gets killed. Wasn't there one of them killed here a couple of weeks ago in a test run or something?
I don't know. I lose count.
Whatever the hell they call that crap. Goes round and around and around, rednecky thing. I mean, rednecks are entitled to do their own thing,
And they do
Everybody's
it.
got their thing. But it just, I don't know Dick Trickle, I've seen it, but I don't know it.
I don't know either.
So, but somebody will call him with some country, some country and western
we could
people
name
too.
the Petties,
And also
Richard Petty family.
Richard Petty, and he dead? Which one is dead?
I don't know. There's like 5 of them.
How about Gordon Johncock? From Hastings, Michigan.
I don't know.
Huh? And what about Gordon, what's his name? The big one.
Lightfoot, Jeff Gordon.
Gordon Lightfoot?
Yeah.
And Jeff Gordon?
Right.
What about him? Now,
And,
he's not a drooling.
and
no,
little
he's not
E, Dale
he's
Earnhardt
not
Jr.
a drooling Yahoo, though, Jeff Gordon. He's very articulate for considering.
Well, I know the Petties are Yahoos.
I see. 567, how about Tom Petty?
Him too.
Here's Miami. Hello?
Hello.
Miami.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I discovered a theory called dialectical checks and balance, and one thing happens as a result of another. When an atom is split, it causes nuclear fission.
Yeah, this is what we have here is a failure to get an education. What we have up here is a failure to ever keep his ass off this show. Let's see, this is good. Says, I suppose you could include 90% of the ball players, but John Rocker beats them all. John Rocker, there's a drooling Yahoo. All right.
Right on. You, Mo?
Here's a chronic fan who faxes and says, so much for playing that TV show yesterday morning. Right at the juiciest Bin Laden Bush moments, I was parked at a gas pump. On the other side of a pump was an older guy with a Jeb bumper sticker, one of those stupid bald eagle American flag stickers on his windshield. I just sat there in my car where he stood and pumped and gradually raised the volume to deafening proportions. Thank you for that moment. That's great. And the faxer, by the way, is still alive. Oh! Let's hear it. He's survived it. He's still alive. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Who is the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all?
Soon there were new democracies in Latin America.
108 votes, 43 for Jesse Helms, 42 for Strom Thurmond, 17 for Toby Keith, and George W. Bush, whose name just appeared on there, has already got 6.
All right.
Like magic, he's zooming up the charts. You watch. You mark my words, man. He's going to be a hit, a smash on our poll today. Here's a call from Pompano. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Rogers. A belated
Yes, sir.
happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you.
And I wanted to thank you for yesterday's audio on that. That was absolutely outstanding, and it needs to be replayed again over again. And,
I agree.
I agree with the other guy. If you dub it onto a cassette or another something, that would be worth donations for sure for a charity cause. More people need to hear what was played yesterday. And you stole my thunder on George W. Bush being onto the list, and that's about all I got to
And
say.
as a matter of fact, he's drooling right now. I'm watching him on TV. He's drooling a little bit out of the corner of his lip.
And I'm one of the people, Mr. Rogers, that does not want to see you retire. I'd like to hear you on the airwaves forever because you're the only sensible person out there.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you for all your contributions you do. You really do.
Thanks, Pally.
over
Have a
the
great
line.
day. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
See, there's a good guy. See, he kissed a little bit, kissed and licked a little, but that was okay. Did it very nicely. Guy who really appreciates what we try to do on the show. I mean, the show is, see, the problem with this show, I'll tell you right now what the problem is. and that is that it's not one-dimensional. Anybody, not anybody, but I mean there are people who can do one thing and do it very, very well.
Sure.
But this show, we try to do several things.
Spread it around.
We try to spread it around. We try to give you a few laughs. We try to let you know what's going on in the world. We try to give you some information like yesterday that you won't find any place. Well, you will find it, but most people don't have the time or the inclination to look for it, to read, to do these things. So all of these things, and it's not easy to find a balance because no matter what it is you're doing, you're going to piss off somebody sometime. But I will say this, it's sure as hell better than putting on a bunch of boring guests on talk radio. I learned that a long time ago because what I used to do for many, many years was put a bunch of boring guests on my talk shows, and they were boring, and the average age of my listener was 100-plus death. Infinity. Oh, I never knew you worked for Infinity. No, I sure would have liked to, though. Now, what does this say? Canadians skipping stones. Oh, yeah, I had this story days ago that you just faxed me about no, Canadians forget. That's not the point. That's not the point. The fact is the Rolling Stones have come up with their new 4-disc DVD, and they're like marketing only, and they're selling it in Best Buy and one other joint, and the rest of the major music chains said, hey, screw you, we're not going to sell it. Canadians forget pretty easily. Well, screw that. The hell with that. Just because they came here and done a concert, does that mean that they're going to screw over all the other record stores? The hell with it. If I'm over there at HMV, I say, this to you, Mick, you idiot, you sorry old piece of crap, you old fag. Here's a call from Pompano. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks.
And I got an addition to your list. Getting away from the political arena, Terry Bradshaw, I think, is the biggest drooling Yahoo.
Oh, man, you know who else?
Go ahead.
You just inspired me. Terry Bowden.
Oh, yeah, there's another.
Oh, Terry Bowden could be he could be the winner. He is
send you a
just
fax on that.
Yeah, but one of those, either one you can't go wrong with.
Okay,
but
thanks a lot, Pally.
Yeah, Neil, I wanted to ask you something.
Yes.
I was watching, the thing about, partial birth abortion yesterday that, passed and was signed into law. I mean, think about it. A bill that's voted on by predominantly male legislators, signed into law by a male executive, a law that now is basically going to dominate women in their bodies for God knows how long. I mean, think about it. Most women,
but you'll notice that his signature wasn't even dry on the bill, and the judge in Nebraska said, not so fast. The judge blocked the enforcement of it.
A lot of local municipalities are going to fight this, and they should. But I mean, the thing about it, Neil, is most women, when they go for an abortion, they go for it real early. Women who opt for an abortion after the first trimester is because they find out that if they carry the pregnancy to full term, they're endangering their health, and they're making no exception for this. If a woman's life is on the line, too bad. We're not going to give you this partial. You're not going to be able to have this procedure. I mean,
that's that compassionate conservatism
we're talking
about.
How any woman could vote for this man next year is beyond me.
Well,
really.
That's what I thought the first time.
Well, now, I mean, if this guy didn't sign his own death warrant with signing that bill into law yesterday, I don't know what's going to do it. But anyway, you have a happy birthday, and as always, it's a pleasure talking with you.
Okay, have a great day.
Bye-bye.
5670560, pound 560, Terry Bradshaw and Terry Bowden, man. Now, Steve George doesn't know who that is.
No,
he doesn't know who Bobby Bowden. You've heard that name at FSU.
I know who Terry
Bradshaw is. Well, he's a moron.
Yeah.
Idiot. He's a simpleton. Just seeing him there on See, I don't watch any of the pregame shows. I know that may come as a great shock to all our red-blooded sports nerds out there. I don't really care about watching a bunch of silly people like Deion Sanders and Terry Bradshaw, just embarrassing and humiliating, getting paid a lot of money for it. Deion Sanders makes my skin crawl. I got to tell you that right now. If that makes me a racist, too bad. He makes my skin crawl. And Terry Bradshaw, too, and he's white, last time we checked. But Terry Bowden takes it to another level. He is the definitive drooling Yahoo redneck. He's got a finger in his nose and another finger up his butt, and he's picking some corn and seeds or whatever he's doing. Man, you got to see him to believe him. And you really got, and when you see him and you think they put this guy on the air on TV and people are watching this with a straight face, you got to be schmitting me, man. Terry Bowden. No, you got to see him. I know you're not a sports guy, but
I wouldn't know where to go to see him.
Trust me. Down to 7-Eleven eating pickled eggs.
And pork rinds.
And pork rinds. 11:14 at 560, and then great spicy sausages too, in the big jars with that antibiotic fluid in there. It's delish. Hey, if you're underpaid and overworked like poor Scott, maybe you'd like to get yourself a change in life, a new high-paying career, but you don't have 4 years to waste on college. Do something about it. Change your life by making a simple phone call. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. That's the number. Fast Train can have you trained and certified for a high-paying computer network professional career or a high-paying medical computer specialist career in as little as 4 easy, simple months. That's correct. You can be fully trained, ready for a great career with a big paycheck that goes right along with it in as little as 4 months. Now, let's see. It's the middle of November, almost. December, January, like March. By the Ides of March, you can be doing it, and the job, too. Fast Train offers day, evening, and weekend classes. They offer you job placement assistance, and they even offer financial aid for people who qualify. Fast Train, you know it. They got 6 convenient Florida locations, including 4 in South Florida. So you look out the window, there's probably one right down the street. Pick up that phone and call them today and change your life for the better. Say goodbye to your dead-end job. Tell your boss to kiss your fat ass. Check them out on the web at fasttrain.com and call them toll-free and get yourself a real career. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Stench of cow manure hovers over this performance by the Dolphins.
Chinese spaceman, when you get back from the moon, bring me some crab rangoon. Chinese spaceman, you're gonna land on Mars wrong before round eye. Chinese spaceman, in a ship shaped like a wok that runs on fried crab flour. Chinese spaceman, I'll have the lo mein with the shrimp on pork fried rice.
11:19 at 560 WQM. Steve Spurrier, amen. Former Gators coach, now coaching, so to speak, for the Washington Redskins from Madrid. Thank you, Madrid. Hasta que me olvides. Somebody, the Denver fan says Willie Nelson. I don't know, but we'll put him on there just to make the Denver fan happy, right?
Sure, why not? He's a good guy.
Who is, the Denver fan or Willie Nelson?
The Denver fan.
Bush signs ban on late-term abortion. President Bush signed legislation Wednesday banning a certain type of abortion.
And encourages the encounter of the individual with God.
Handing the disputed procedures opponents a long-sought victory, even as a federal judge at least partially blocked the new law from taking effect. Was he talking about again? But less than an hour after Bush put his pen to paper, a federal judge in Nebraska sharply questioned the law's constitutionality and issued a limited temporary restraining order against it. U.S. District Judge Richard Kopp said he was concerned that the ban contains no exception if the woman's health is at risk, and he issued an injunction applied only to the 4 doctors who brought the suit. While it's also true that Congress found that a health exception is not needed, it is at the very least problematic whether I should defer to such a conclusion when the Supreme Court has found otherwise, Kopp said. Beside Nebraska, hearings were taking place in San Francisco and New York on similar challenges and will take place all over the country. Fully aware of the impending legal obstacles, Bush said,
rights and are denied schooling.
Bush said to a standing ovation and the longest round of applause during his brief remarks, the executive branch will vigorously defend this law against any who would try to overturn it in the courts. I get the feeling that like they want to do is like drive it all the way back up to the Supreme Court again.
It will.
And even though they've declined to revisit Roe v. Wade a couple of times, maybe this time, maybe the fix is in already and Clarence be token. Maybe they got Clarence some really good stuff. And maybe they let him look up Anita Hill's dress one more time. And Sandra Day O'Connor as well. Who the hell would want to look up Sandra Day O'Connor's dress?
Yeah.
Jesus. That would be like
maybe
looking up Screw Ann's dress. Man, oh man, can you imagine what's crawling around up there? Now, my psychic powers, you're right, did come into play again because here's this fax from Tucker who says, my choice for the top drooling Yahoo is the banjo-playing son of FSU coach Bobby Bowden, who is no slouch in the Yahoo department himself but can't come close to him, inbred son Terry. Tucker, this is the greatest fax in the history of mankind, one of the best, and happy belated birthday. Thank you. This is old Mother Tucker, who says, Terry Bowden, y'all come back now here. And they put him on there with a straight face, like this is a real human being. I'd rather turn it all over to Precious on Passions. She's got the goods, man. She had the license number there on Charlie's getaway car.
She did.
Yes, she did. It was a precious thing. Well, and it's amazing that she can keep those numbers straight with all that booze she's drinking down, too. Right? Her and old Edna, they're just chugging it down. Isn't that the picture you generally get up when you see like a Terry Bowden? You see a guy like barefoot with his feet up on the damn potbelly stove, chugging moonshine. Isn't that right?
Your feet that way.
Yeah, he's chugging a big old, what do you call it?
Jug.
Not a bottle, a big old jug. Oh yeah, he's got the jugs. A big old jug of moonshine.
That's Terry Bowden, baby. Y'all come back now.
Here's a good one from PD and NM in New Mexico she says, very happy birthday. Loved yesterday's show, although it gave me a good case of agita. Keep hammering away at these bone suckers. Oh, don't knock the bone suckers. P.S. Dr. Phil for your poll is an excellent choice. How come we forgot about good old Dr. Phil?
You know.
He's another one. It's like that syrup is just dripping from his lip. You know, that phony drawl, that syrupy crap of his.
Yeah, it's tasty.
There's nothing worse than syrupy crap. Look at this. George W. Bush is moving toward the top.
Affect or develop their greatest resources.
Right. It's right on our poll, W. Jesse Helms, 53. George W. Bush, 51 is a late addition.
As soon as
Can't hold him back, man. He's on a roll. Strom Thurmond, 50. Toby Keith, 21. Dr. Phil, 6. Oh, how do you already get on there? You already sent it up. Good.
Yeah, I'm working ahead.
John Rocker, 4. Terry Bowden, 1. Come on, you can do better than that, Terry Bowden. Terry Bradshaw, 1. And Willie Nelson and Steve Spurrier just went on there.
And if you reload one more time.
If we what?
If you reload one more time, I'll bet you GW.
I bet you I know who's in first place. I bet you he sounds like...
They deserve to be active citizens.
There he is.
Oh, man. It's reloading, but it's not reloading quick enough. Here it is. Oh, yeah, he just went one ahead of Jesse and Strom. 54 for W. The biggest drooling idiot, Yahoo of them all. I didn't say idiot. I said Yahoo. But in his case. Okay, here's the Petty story, all right? No Tom Petty on this list. Adam Petty was 18-year grandson of Richard, son of Kyle, died Petty. Is what it says. I guess he's the one that died. That's no laughing matter. Don't be laughing at us NASCAR people, man.
Why not?
Just because we're going 180 miles an hour there on that little tight oval. Adam Petty was the 18-year-old grandson of Richard, who was the son of Kyle, who was a son of a preacher man. But anyway, I guess he's the one who died. Well, that's unfortunate. We're sorry to hear that, just like Bobby Hatfield. It's Billy Medley and Bobby Hatfield, the Righteous Brothers. Here's Rick Shaw again to dust off the old cap and play it for the 45 millionth time just this week on Magic 102.7, who play at least a whole bunch of records every year.
About 30, man.
Over and over again. Man, that guy, what is his name again? Bob Schmuck?
George Hamilton, the third.
George Hamilton, the fourth. He is a moron. And didn't even Rick Shaw make that comment? He didn't come out and say it because he needs the work. But he in as much intimated that he's not too happy with that real tight playlist where they play Build Me Up Buttercup 15 times an hour. Not what the public wants to hear, okay? And even though we may have liked, I can't remember a time when I liked any of the Righteous Brothers music. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do.
There may have been a time in my life when actually I thought, hey, that's because I know I played it on the air as a disc jockey many years ago, about 100. But I just can't remember that far back that I actually could have liked that because you've just been brutal. You've been beaten over the head with it. Like somebody took a Righteous Brothers CD and just pulverized you with it. Kind of like the way Teresa was getting pulverized by Gwen there on Passions a couple of days ago, right? With a bedpan. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the new Kay on She's Gotta Go on Passions, is she like permanent?
Too close
See,
to
on
call
these soap
right now.
operas, when they change actors and actresses for the characters, especially ones that have been on there for a long time, the new Kay, she is the worst. She's not evil. She's not, in fact, the old Kay looked a lot like your wife, George.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was very attractive and had that same facial features.
Yeah.
And she also had like an unwanted baby. I mean,
how do you like that?
No, you know something? It's interesting because she tricked Miguel into getting her pregnant.
See?
Not our Miguel, I don't think. And even better looking Miguel. She tricked Miguel into getting pregnant. So anybody who looks like that, all you guys beware, look out. Put on your rubbers and goulashes before you venture in.
Take a pill and then don't do it.
Take a pill and pass on the thrill. 27 past 11 at 560 WQM. Hey, let me tell you, you want to lose some weight, all you fat people. Boy, a lot of us are fat. I am so tired of being fat, and the audience is tired of hearing about it. If you're tired of being fat, check out Balance for Life. The Beast lost 50 pounds. If he would have stuck with it, he'd be trim and slim. He'd probably look like Slim Pickens right now. And you really can if you stick with it because it's an easy way to go. There's no cooking, no shopping, no cleaning. Ever see him and Slim Pickens together? Same guy.
Yahoo.
Used to be anyway. No calorie counting, no carb counting with Balance for Life. They do all the work, all the figuring and the counting for you, and they put together delicious food. I mean, really gourmet stuff. omelets and frittatas and chicken dishes and beef and all kinds of really good stuff using the best, freshest ingredients. You'll be amazed. And they deliver it to you in a little black sack every morning, wherever you want, by 6 o'clock in the morning. There's all the food you'll need to keep you full and happy and healthy all day long. 3 gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks, and it's the only company in the universe that lets you choose between 2 choices for each meal and snack every day that you're on a program. They send you a menu once a week, you fill it out, fax it back to them, and that's it. That's all the work you have to do besides shoveling all that good food down your puss. So if you're sick and tired of being overweight, out of shape, wearing pup tents, lethargic, being diabetic, or right on the verge of it, let Balance for Life get the job done if you failed with all the others. You'll start seeing results on that scale in just a matter of days. Call Balance for Life today, 954-568-3229. 954-568-3229. Or if you want more info about their program, check them out on the web at balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
In Atlanta, outside of Savannah, and he's a bigot, that's no shocker. Threatening reporters, disobeying orders, everybody hates John Rocker.
Yes.
Hey now, he's a redneck, needs a brain check, sicko. Hey now, he's a big mouth, living down south, hicko. Twitching, fidgeting free, he should be committed by next week. I think Rocker's mental, his brain is a rental, maybe he took it from Manson. He should keep his trap shut, or he may get his throat cut. He'll be around as long as Hanson. Hey now, he's a redneck, needs a brain check, sicko. Hey now, he's a big mouth, living down south, hicko. Twitching, fidgeting free, he should be committed by next week.
John Rocker's got 6 votes. He's moving up the ladder. I can't believe Terry Bowden's only got a pair, a real teeny tiny pair like ball bearings. He's only got 2 votes.
Who?
Terry Bowden. Oh, listen, we got some sports nerds out there in this crowd. They know who that is. There's nobody even close. Even W is like a great big city slicker by comparison.
He's slick.
The National Endowment for Democracy is promoting women's rights and training Iraqi journalists.
Oh, this is good, right on the heels of signing that bill yesterday talking about women's rights. Nice going, W. No wonder he's leading the pack. Who's the biggest drooling yahoo of them all? His or was, dead or alive? George W. Bush, 74. Jesse Helms, 56. Strom Thurmond, 56. As in Q, 56. Toby Keith, 21. You notice how Hank in that spot he did there in that last break spelled out Ferry?
Oh, no,
F-E-R-R-Y as in Danny Ferry as opposed to Toby Keith, 21. Dr. Phil McGraw, 13. A real drooling Texas Yahoo phony. John Rocker, 6. Terry Bradshaw, 5. Terry Bowden's only got 2. I wish I could vote 1,000 times for Terry Bowden. He is the definitive. He makes the kid that was sitting in the tree, that Beasley family member in the tree with a banjo and deliverance, he makes him seem like John D. Rockefeller. Willie Nelson's got 2, and Steve Spurrier's got 1. You ought to see it. It's like purple and the green. Now, this fax you just sent me, Key Biscayne fisherman. Oh, speaking of the fisherman, how's he doing?
Won't see him no more.
The fisherman. Maybe he's still in the closet with Elion. Dear Mr. Neil Rogers Show, it says, this must be from Reverend Jones. I think even the faxes now are starting to be from Reverend Jones. It says, I hope you'll consider giving this same poll a twist one day. Instead of drooling Yahoo, slobering, it's slobbering with 1 B, slobering spick with a K. We'll have a field day with that one, starting with Rick Snatches. Have a nice day, the Key Biscayne fisherman. Slobering spick. Well, how many slobbering spicks do we know, George? I guess he'd like to put you on the pool probably, and Rick Sanchez, and Ileana Rosadana.
I don't qualify for that. Maybe
actually, there are quite a few when you come right down to it. There's Raul Sanchez. What the hell's his name?
Sanchez.
Raul. I can't figure out what his name is today, whether he's Cuban or Jewish.
Right, one of yours.
Ramon Saul Sanchez.
We don't want him.
Huh?
He's yours.
No, the hell he is. Oh, he's gay?
You take him. Yeah.
And, well, I'll take it under consideration, okay? We have done see, with the Jews, we didn't say, well, who's the most obnoxious Jew of them all? That would have been bad,
Right.
So we did, like, who's the biggest walking ad for anti-Semitism? With a Jerry Seinfeld on there and the nanny, people like that. So today we're just picking on drooling yahoos, which I enjoy picking on drooling yahoos because they're generally speaking dumb and dangerous. They're just really...
nice combo, too.
Yeah, the double Ds. Dumb and dangerous. Here's a call from Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty good?
Happy birthday to you.
Thank
by the
you.
way. I'd like to get one to the poll, and then I got to ask you an important question, okay?
Yes.
For the poll, Jerry Jones,
Oh, yeah, somebody did you send the fax?
the Dallas Cowboy owner. I mean, he's a typical Yahoo.
Somebody just faxed that in also. Jerry Jones, let's get him on there. He's an idiot.
And the question is, my brother-in-law and sister just bought a trailer, right, for investment reasons.
Yeah.
And the man who lived in it was 97 years old. He passed away. His family lives up in Michigan, and they didn't want nothing to do with it, so he got the trailer real cheap. So he called me over this weekend, and we were going through all this junk, throwing out all this stuff in there. And in the closet, I'm asking you this question because I don't trust these Yahoo sports guys you got on your radio station, okay? I found a baseball bat, and it's an old sucker, and it's got George Babe Ruth's signature on it.
Wow.
And I want to know if you know where I can call a place or a website I can go to check see if this signature's real, and how much is that be worth.
That's a good question because I would say, look under collectibles, like in the Yellow Pages under collectible stores or baseball card stores.
They're going to lie to you because they're going to work.
Huh? No, I was just going to say the only problem with that is that if you don't find somebody reputable, they can say, oh, that's worth about $20, and then sell it for $20,000.
Well, I know it's worth more than that. I mean, I'm not stupid, I mean, someone said put it on eBay.
Well, we'll see if somebody will call in and let us know because I don't want to guess.
All right, I appreciate it.
Hang on to it tight, Pally. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Bye.
Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who not only is a really drooling Yahoo, but also very temperamental. He's got like kind of a Southern George Steinbrenner.
Okay.
Yeah, no, seriously. Without quite that much money, I assume. Well, here's the schedule for next week. Look at all this stuff. I don't see anything. Oh, yeah, Jimmy's brother, Billy Carter, would have been good. He used to pee on the side of buildings all the time. I guess he used to feel he was like an Amsterdam, no matter where he was. He'd just whip it out and take a leak, no matter where the hell he was. And we had Billy Beer.
Are we putting him
That's
on
a
there?
good one. Billy Carter is excellent. Outstanding. $105 to get to 38,000 for abandoned pet rescue. We got it yet?
Yeah, I got it.
See, well, the reason being they don't want to bring the cash in because if they give it to Scott, they know that he'll spend it.
They don't give it to Scott.
They give it to you.
Right.
Like I said, they know if they give it to you. No, I mean, that's just unacceptable. You people in that building, I'm going to be there next week, and I don't think I'm going to talk, I won't talk to George because he won't be there.
Right.
So I'll talk to Scott, and I'm not going to talk to Pharrell either because he hasn't given a dime yet, has he?
No.
He hasn't given a penny yet.
He'll pony up, I'm sure, at some point.
Well, when the hell is that going to be?
When we get our bonus checks.
Now, get out of here when you get your bonus checks, my fat ass. Christ, we got people in that place making more money than God. $105. Clarence ought to be able to reach down into his pocket, deep down in there. He won't find anything else. $105. He ought to be able to come up with a 20. He ought to be able to round that up in 15 minutes, for Christ's sakes. There is, see, the one thing at WQAM, seriously, there is no spirit of cooperation. None. And I'm not just talking about with this show or any other show or with Mo. It just doesn't exist.
Right.
Everybody is like an island unto itself.
Well, if you would just cooperate with them.
Screw them. By doing what?
By talking more.
Sports. No.
Promoting
the passing of the partial birth abortion bill is just another in the endless series of blows this administration is striking at our civil liberties. Oh, wait till you hear the story about the Patriot Act I got, by the way, about how they're using it in Vegas against strippers. True story. To establish their neo-fascist regime, says James in his facts, I defy anyone to explain how America's fetuses are more viable, value important than living Iraqi children. And how about the American children that we're sending over there, the kids that are getting blown up every day?
Mm-hmm.
The sad fact is that in all likelihood we'll be stuck with George E. Pooh for another 5 years as he won't have to run a primary campaign and will start the presidential campaign with a tidy $200 million in the bank. As we all know, he outspent both Gore and Nader combined in the 2000 election and got the minority of the votes, but now he's got his buddies rigging the voting machines. I long for the sweet... Oh, that's a great line. Did you read this?
Yeah, it's great.
I long for the sweet release of death, says James B. Don't do it, James. You're a young man. You got your whole life ahead of you.
Don't jump.
I'll see you at the border.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Ross says, united we stand. Looks like he's from Munchkin Land. How did he get ears like that? How did Dumbo get in the rain? All he needs is a trunk on his face. How did he get ears like that? An earwax tax, we'd be out of trouble with ears like that. Yeah, and now it's time to end this song. Like his ears, it's gone on too long. We could skin grab burn victims with ears like that. Ooh, I look at him with
Ken in Toronto says, what about Larry Flint? He is the consummate drooling Yahoo. We didn't mean that kind of drooling, Ken. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. Although you do have a good point. Anyway, great article at Newsweek. In fact, I just emailed it to Eric. We'll have it on our website momentarily because it's muy importante. Sorry, Eric, I don't like to usually add on more stuff during the show because I know you are very busy, like Don Corleone. But Michael Isikoff and Mark Hosenball, lost opportunity. Remember that story I had at the beginning of the show?
Hosenballs. We can't say that.
Hosenballs. On the eve of the invasion of Iraq, defense officials were offered a secret back-channel opportunity to talk peace with Saddam. Remember that story from ABC News?
Yes.
Well, guess what? Newsweek found out about it, too. Sources tell Newsweek that investigators want to know if White House officials blew a chance to avoid an invasion of Iraq. Now, wait till you hear this.
Okay.
Others see the meeting and others that took place overseas involving Pentagon officials as part of a secretive intelligence operation that was set up by administration hardliners within the Defense Department and functioned outside the boundaries of the U.S. Intelligence Committee and without congressional oversight. It was a renegade operation, says one Democratic investigator. And we've been hearing a lot about that, a lot of scuttlebutt, a lot of rumblings. So the whole story will be down there on our website from Newsweek as soon as Eric puts down lunch. As soon as he puts down... Oh, I'm going to save this. I long for the sweet release of death. That could be the greatest facts of all time. Man. It's not that bad, James. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is where you are. I'm not there yet. So anyway, Ross Perot, the reason I played that, Javier's got to go with him. Ross Perot, of course, absolutely, right?
Absolutely.
Drooling Yahoo. Here's another good one from our chronic faxer, Jerry in Bonita Springs, which, yes, I do have the story about John Ashcroft and the Patriot Act, which I got here standing by momentarily, about how they're using it to bust strippers in Vegas from the Patriot Act. It's just mind-boggling. Anyway, Jerry says, I'd like to make a suggestion for today's poll. It's a very good one. It's the right-wing Democrat from Georgia who thinks he's a Republican, Zell Miller. I saw him drooling this weekend on there on all the talking head shows. Jerry says, I'm beginning to think we don't stand a chance in November. Don't keep your chin up, Jerry. Don't throw in the towel. That's what they want us to do. Vote 20, 30 times at least. And then we might have a Chinaman's chance against those fixed voting machines, too, by the way. Who is or was the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all? Larry Flint's an excellent choice. We're not going to put him on it. That's some bad taste.
Mm-hmm.
George W. Bush, 102. Jesse Helms, 61. Strom Thurmond, 57. Toby Keith, 23. Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil has got 20, man, and he's moving up the list relentlessly. John Rocker, 6. Terry Bradshaw, 6. Terry Bowden got 4 now. He's tied with Steve Spurrier. Hey, I got news for you. Terry Bowden makes Steve Spurrier look like a British aristocrat. Willie Nelson, 2, and Jerry Jones has 1 out of 289 on the poll so far. As the search for drooling Yahoos continues. Here's a call from Jacksonville. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have a copy of that Fifth Estate on video. It's a MAPEG file.
Right.
Now, I'm sure I could rip it to audio, and I could burn it on a disc and send it to you. And you
That
can
would
put it
be
up
great.
on your webpage if you want.
That would be outstanding.
Okay. To comment on that, I think he let the conspiracy theories off easily, because that part about the French journalist Thierry Masson, how he was saying that a plane didn't crash into the Pentagon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I have pictures of the Pentagon crash shortly after the alleged crash.
Right.
I can't find any sign of a plane hitting it.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, usually when a plane hits a building, you have wreckage.
Right.
There's no wreckage, and it's a small, considering it's a 757, or it was a 757, it was a fairly small hole in the side of the Pentagon before the building collapsed.
Well, but the reason I didn't play those conspiracy theories, I didn't play the audio from that part, is because it's all conjecture, and it's so, to me, it kind of discredits the next 50 minutes that's on the show, which is just too important to have people say, well, you hear all of that wild stuff, and it's just, conspiracy theoristic. But all the rest of it was based on irrefutable fact. That's why I played it.
Okay. Well, it's one of those things that if you look at the pictures like I have, I've downloaded them from one of the Pentagon's web pages. I looked, couldn't find any wreckage.
Yeah.
It's just one of those personal things, But anyway, like I said, if you
okay,
give
listen,
me an address,
hang
I will
on,
burn
and
it.
I'll have Scott give you the address where you can send it. I appreciate it.
Okay, great.
Thanks. Okay, take care of him, Scott. There have been plane crashes where planes crashed into the ground, and they couldn't find really much of any trace of the plane at all. But where the hell was the one not that long ago? A couple of years ago, remember?
Yeah.
Was it one in Pittsburgh? I'm not talking about the one on 9/11 near Pittsburgh. I'm talking about one in Pittsburgh, U.S. Air, I believe.
They always are.
Are you picking on U.S. Scare again? Are you doing that?
No, not me. I would never.
Or are you going to pick on the ones that got them funny faces on the side?
Clown Air.
5, 6, 7. No, that seriously, ValueJet. Remember the Everglades thing? Didn't they have like the funny face on the side or something like that?
It was a
Nothing
clown,
funny about that. 5, 6, 7. Can calorie restriction delay aging? People are looking for the fountain of youth. In animal studies, aging slowed down.
And when I turned 40, I looked around and I realized I was not on that path.
Come on, Pep, come on. It hit her when she
40.
ran into an old friend from college.
She must be 80
I
now.
saw her.
No, she's not that bad.
And God bless her, she said, "You look horrible. You let yourself go."
The last straw? She went on a hike and soon was out of breath and exhausted when a much older woman passed right by her.
The people in the
not
study were
tired
eating,
at all.
you know what percent fewer calories?
About 30, man.
You know, how old are you? She was 70 years old, and I said, I want to be that person.
Yeah, but that's nothing new. They've known that for a long time. That's
Long
the
time.
look at Kara Carpenter. Look what it did for her.
Not that.
It's called caring, taking a good thing and carrying it just a little bit too far, Karen, okay? Just a little watercress would have been nice. A watercress sandwich on rye, something. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Pally, how you doing?
Pretty good, Pally.
Good. I can see about 50 foot in front of me here on 95 with people driving without their lights on, but hey, that's
Hey,
Fort
you asshole,
Lauderdale.
turn your lights on. It's the law in Florida in the rain.
Yeah,
you
they don't
idiots.
understand. They turn the flashers on.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Don't you love people that drive with their hazard lights on?
Love it. Hey, I got one
That's
for
also
your poll.
against the law, by the way.
Yeah, it is. They don't understand. They think they're all an emergency. I got one for your poll, Pally.
Okay.
George Wallace.
Oh, George Wallace is the original
drooling
outstanding.
race.
And I got another one.
Who?
Which most people won't remember, but you might. Orville Faubus, remember him?
Yes.
In Arkansas, I believe?
Yes. There you go, Pally.
Yep.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great
See ya.
day. And careful out there. Faubus, Orville Faubus. That was back in them real... Oh, and Lester Maddox. All right, there's another one. All them good old boys, since we're putting some dead people on there. Lester Maddox, he was no kin to Greg. Or Elliot. George Wallace, Orville Faubus, and Lester Maddox. Drooling yahoos, man. They didn't like them coloreds. Oh, and speaking of that...
How do you spell Faubus?
Faubus, Faubus, Orville Faubus. Now, wasn't he the governor of Arkansas? Or am I wrong about that? I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now, since I don't want to leave a man's job. Let's see, F-A-U. I hope I'm spelling that right. How the hell do I know? I haven't seen that name in print. Orville Faubus. Here you go. Ordered the National Guard to bar the admittance of... He was Arkansas governor of the black students. What a memory,
that
Neil.
guy.
What a memory. What?
That guy. I saw those news reels.
During the 50s, yada, 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 the 54 Supreme Court ruling in case of Brown versus Board of Education placed a damaging blow to the hearts of many white segregationists. And, this thing goes on forever. I'm never going to find Orville Faubus. Oh, yeah, well, here it is. Television cameras were rolling as white mobs threatened the black students with physical harm as they unsuccessfully attempted to enter the doors of the school. Black civil rights leaders pressured President Eisenhower, this was in Arkansas, Little Rock, to send federal troops to protect the rights of the students. As several presidents before him, he told the leaders that progress on the matter must come slowly. After conferring with Governor Faubus, President Eisenhower had no choice but to act. He urged Faubus to allow the students to enter the school. When thousands gathered to prevent the students from re-entering the school, Eisenhower again attempted to speak with the governor. Rather than relenting, the governor left the state on a business trip. Eisenhower federalized the Arkansas National Guard, sent 1,000 paratroopers from the 101st Airborne to protect the 9 black students. For the first time since Reconstruction, U.S. military forces were sent to a state to assist blacks and restore order. Orville Faubus in Little Rock. How do you like that?
Yahoo!
Before you were born.
Showing up.
You'd have really loved Orville Faubus, man.
Yeah,
how about, speaking of Orville Faubus, how about Orville Redenbacher? Huh?
He wasn't a redneck.
Get out of here. Orville Redenbacher, he wore a bow tie.
Yeah, he was from New England or something.
He was one of them crusty New Englanders, you're right. Just like Grandpa there in the Country Town Lemonade spot.
Right.
Grandpa, I keep telling you, this is the truth. Grandpa was only 41. He just drank too much of that goddamn Country Town. It'll kill you. We get the $105 yet for abandoned pet rescue? Because if we didn't, I may just take off. I may just go to lunch early.
Take off, eh?
No, I'm serious. What kind of crap is this? It was one thing when it was $700. I was just joking about that. But $105 to get to a nice even $38,000 to give us kind of like a jumping off point for our next appearance tomorrow with where Pharrell's going to be?
Napa Auto Parts.
You cheap, miserable bastard pricks, you. I'm serious. I'm not going to have nothing to do with them people next week. I'm going to be there. I'll talk to Scott Jr. only, basically, because I have to.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Hey, I'm Frau Ileana Ross-Leitner, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from jewels and listening to the Neil Roque Comunista Hour.
Oh, this is the Dice Man. Oh, let me tell you about Infern chairs. You know, the aluminum chair thing with the toilet seat in the middle. I always wondered what the point to those things were, and now I'm old enough to know. It makes it easier to take a dump. Oh, like when you go shopping. Strap it on the back of your scooter. When you gotta go, you just take a dump right there on the floor, honey. 'Cause when you're elderly, you got the right. Oh, Mr. Mermelstein slowly drove down the street in his white marquee, left a stain on his bench seat, 'cause he didn't have one of them chairs. Oh! Oh!
He's a little long in the tooth, no question about it. 12:02, I got another good one for our poll.
What's that?
LBJ.
Okay, I don't remember how redneck
Lyndon Johnson, a drooling Yahoo, man. He was like the poster child in those days. Just LBJ, they'll know who it is, and if they don't know LBJ, then they won't vote for him anyway. 111 votes for George W. You can't touch him, man. Because if he didn't win the election, he'd have it fixed anyway. 319 votes, 111 for W, who was a late addition. Jesse Helms, 69. He's probably pissed about that. Is he dead too, or what? I don't remember. I just can't keep track of these.
I don't think so. Not Jesse.
Dead ancient, no, he's not. 69. Strom Thurmond, 64. He's dead. Toby Keith, 23. Dr. Phil McGraw, 21. He's drooling. Terry Bradshaw, 8. Steve Spurious, 8. John Rocker, 7. Terry Bowden's only got 5. Oh, man, you people better get with it. Willie Nelson, 2. Jerry Jones got 1. George Wallace, Orville Faubus, Lester Maddox, and LBJ will go up momentarily. Book says Jessica Lynch was raped. She was raped-ed. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
A book about former Army PFC Jessica Lynch says she was sexually assaulted by her Iraqi captors. According to the New York Daily News, which obtained an advanced copy of the book, Lynch has no memory of the assault. Well, she conveniently forgot everything. Because the book and the movie and all these stories, and all the news reports we had nothing to do with reality. The biography authorized by Lynch says scars on her body and medical records indicate she was sodomized. Lynch and author Rick Bragg received a reported $1 million from publisher Alfred Knopf for the book. The records don't tell whether her captors assaulted her almost lifeless broken body after she was lifted from the wreckage, or if they assaulted her and then broke her bones into splinters until she was almost dead, Bragg writes, according to the Daily News. Lynch suffered broken bones and other injuries when she was ambushed in the southern Iraqi city of Nasiriyah, March 23rd. Her rescue on April 1 made her a celebrity. She returned home to Palestine, West Virginia, in July to a hero's welcome after a long hospital stay. The book dispels some of the myths that have grown around Lynch's story, including initial reports that she put up a fierce fight against her Iraqi attackers. Lynch said that her M16 Jan, making it impossible to fire a shot. This is what she said. This is a direct quote.
Yeah.
I didn't kill nobody.
Okay.
Lynch also spoke of kindness from Iraqi doctors and nurses. She denied an assertion by Iraqi lawyer Mohammed Odeh al-Rahif that she was slapped by one of her Iraqi captors as she lay in a hospital bed, unless they hit me while I was asleep. And why do that, she said?
Fun.
Because they enjoyed it. But she said, I didn't kill nobody. She couldn't kill nobody because her gun jammed. Her thing jammed.
Damn it.
She said, jam up and jelly tight. That's what Grant always says, and everybody laughs.
Speaking of jam, can I send out a personal message since I don't know this guy's number?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, don't bring the food next Tuesday.
What does that mean?
He was going to send me some food from Nosberry Farm, and I won't be here, and you will.
George
you
won't
don't
be
want
there.
it.
We don't want any food. There will be
Right.
no food in my studio when I'm there that week. You can bet your Scott's life on that, and throw in Greg Reed as well. No chance. No way, Jose. Enough of that already. Boy, that was the last time. Let's see. Back in February, I was there for a couple of months, and I had a stroke. Then I was there in the summertime for a week, and I had that 45 pounds of bacon that Howie sent over that turned my intestines inside out that I'm still recovering from. In fact, just during the break, I popped me another one of these Malox tablets, the anti-gas, anti-flatulent, extra strength. The only reason I keep eating these is they taste so damn good. Wild cherry, wild berry. They'd be good. You're not supposed to eat too many of them, though. Wait till you hear this. Patriot Act says laws use causing concerns. This is from the Review-Journal, the Las Vegas newspaper. The investigation of strip club owner Michael Ghilardi and numerous politicians appears to be the first time federal authorities have used the Patriot Act in a public corruption probe. Government officials said Tuesday they knew of no other instance in which federal agents investigating allegations such as racketeering and bribery of politicians have employed the Patriot Act. Even Bill Belichick ain't too happy about it. I don't know that it's been used in a public corruption case before this, said Mark Corallo, a spokesman for Justice Department. Or is that Corallo? No, it's Corallo. Maybe he's kind of Joe Carollo. An attorney for one of the defendants in the Ghilardi case said he researched the matter for hours Tuesday and came to the same conclusion. I've discussed this with lawyers all over the country, and if the government's done this before, then this is definitely the first time it's come to light, said Vegas attorney Dominic Gentile, who represents the former Clark County Commissioner Lance Malone, Ghilardi's lobbyist. Two of Nevada's lawmakers blasted the FBI for employing the act in the Ghilardi probe, saying the agency overstepped its bounds. Senator Harry Reid, Democrat of Nevada, said Congress intended the Patriot Act to help federal authorities root out threats from terrorists and spies after the 9/11 attacks. The law was intended for activities related to terrorism and not to naked women, said Reid, who as minority whip is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. Let me say, with Ghilardi and his whole gang, I don't condone, appreciate, or support all their nakedness, but having said that, I haven't heard anyone say at any time he was involved with terrorism. Maybe John Ashcroft saw it, just like when he saw that naked statue.
Right.
Maybe he was terrorized. Representative Shelley Berkeley of Nevada said she was preparing an inquiry to the FBI about its guidelines for using the Patriot Act in cases that don't involve terrorism. The law makes it easy for citizens' rights to be abused, she said. Wow, what a concept. It was never my intention that the Patriot Act be used for garden variety crimes and investigations, Berkeley said. But Corallo insists lawmakers were fully aware the Patriot Act had far-reaching implications beyond fighting terrorism when the legislation was adopted October 2001. I think a lot of members of Congress were only interested in the anti-terrorism measures, Corallo said, but when the Judiciary Committee sat down, both Republicans and Democrats, they obviously discussed the applications that certain provisions could be used in regular criminal investigations. Federal authorities confirmed Monday the FBI used the Patriot Act to get financial information in its probe of Ghilardi and his dealings with current and former politicians in southern Nevada. One source said 2 Las Vegas stockbrokers were faxed subpoenas October 28th asking for records for many of those identified either as a target or subject of the investigation. The list includes Ghilardi, owner of Jaguars and Cheetahs Topless Clubs, Malone, former Commissioner Aaron Kenny, and a bunch of other people we never heard of. How do you like that? The Patriot Act is going after naked boobies, man.
We never thought they'd do that.
Huh?
We never thought they'd do that.
Well, maybe John Ashcroft can arrange to at least have them covered up a little bit like that statue. We don't like naked titties in the Bush administration. Right. I'll guarantee you that right now, man.
The Patriot Act.
That's right. They're going to cover up them pasties with some nice sweet pastries. I was going to make a crack about Danish, but they wouldn't appreciate it.
Oh, screw them.
Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson, the biggest Yahoo.
Andy Jackson?
No, Andrew Jackson, president.
Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, he tried to kill all the Indians in Florida?
Andy? He's the good old boy. Is he knocking President Andy Johnson? Johnson?
Artie Johnson?
I wonder if he ever knew Andy Jackson. See, this probably has got to be people that we even have like some pictures of. We do have Andrew Jackson on a $20 bill, right?
Right.
Is he on a 20?
He's on something.
You never had one that big. Yeah, I think he's on a 20.
I'll check.
You got a 20? Woo!
Yeah,
Well, there. Okay, so
I gotta
there's
go shopping
we only
after.
What?
Yeah.
That's Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. What'd I tell you? Boy, I'm on a roll today. I might as well quit while I'm ahead. Since we don't have the other $105 for abandoned pet rescue, and my colleagues and cohorts there, you people are tighter than a goddamn witch's ass. Man. Just unbelievably embarrassing. Well, let's see. Speaking of tightwads, we got the Mad Dog at 2. He's tight.
All right.
The Humper at 4. He's too busy with Danny Ferry. You got Hurricane Hotline from Tony Romas at 7. Eddie K out in Vegas. Look at that. What a segue. He's probably looking at some boobies. Eddie in Vegas, 9 to 2. What kind of a show is that, 9 to 2? Since when does he do that? I don't know. Well, it's probably as a bonus to the audience because we didn't want to bring in the big for 1 hour. Enough of him already. And Joe and Mark overnight. And, of course, my close best personal friend, my new main man, Not.
Absolutely.
In the morning. That's our schedule. And Pharrell, 8 to 10. Who better bring a check in tomorrow, goddammit. I'm tired of this crap. I feel like, like you do with a dog, you teach him to beg. That's how I feel. Get up on your hind legs, Neil, and put your paws up in the air and beg, and maybe we'll give you a few bucks. Didn't have to beg. The Beast brought in money, and Clarence, what's his name? Not Clarence, Curtis.
Right.
That's the great part about that place is the people who are making the most money, with one exception being me, the people who are making the most money, they're giving the least. They're doing nothing. They won't lift a finger. Well, some of them did lift a finger, and I'm not too happy about which one it was either. George W., 120 votes. He's doing it, baby. The biggest drooling Yahoo of them all. Jesse Helm, 72. Strom Thurmond, 68. And then it's way down. It's only a 3-horse race so far to Toby Keith, 23. Dr. Phil, 22. Steve Spurrier, 10. Terry Bradshaw's up to 8. Terry Bowden's up to 7. John Rocker, 7. Willie Nelson, 2. Jerry Jones, 1. None yet for George Wallace, Orville Faubus, Lester Maddox, or LBJ. Because this audience, a bunch of punks, they don't even know who the hell those people were. And the people old enough to remember, they somebody teach them how to use the computer, okay? The only online they know is when they're shopping at Publix. Then they're waiting online. Yeah. Mike in Plantation says, oh, this is a good one. Let me give you a little clue as to what Mike in Plantation says.
The media is sick and needs help badly.
Although she did happen to be right there. Tammy Faye Baker and Jimmy Swaggart. Excellent, Mike in Plantation. Televangelists, most of them are. And I got another one for you. Jimmy Swaggart, Tammy Faye Baker, and, I don't know how you spell his name, Ernest Ainsley. Say baby. Baby.
I'll spell it with an Ain.
Ainsley. I think he's like from Aintree, Ainsley. Man, he is brutal. For that bad hairpiece. We've been telling him for years, put your hands on your head, Ernest, and pray the Lord to heal your bald spot. And he just won't do it. Or go see Chuck Alfieri. He won't do it. God, one of the worst hairpieces. Even Sam Donaldson laughs his ass off at that piece of crap. Say baby. In fact, you notice almost all the televangelists are dripping yahoos, except for that Reverend Schuler there with his crystal freaking cathedral.
They like to preach to the choir.
That's right. That whole religion thing, man, them Southern Baptists, good old boys. 1213 at 560 WQM, your Antichrist station, your heathen station, your no bull crap for us station, none of the God crap for us. We are too smart for that. Imagine zero closing costs on your next mortgage. Imagine this. Zero application fee, zero credit bureau fee, zero discounted points. Imagine a new piece of copy from Todd Rex someday that he actually reads and has somebody type out with all this other crap in it. This will be the last mortgage you'll ever need. The revolutionary only one mortgage from Financial Group. Now with an interest rate at just 1.95%, which means, for instance, if you have a $200,000 loan, your payments are only $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, you'll never, ever pay closing costs again. So get more info about it. Call 1-800-940-LEND. Grab real financing power with a low-rate mortgage. You can move to your next property without any further cost or expense. Only one mortgage from Financial Group. That's what it's called. For details, call 1-800-940-LEND. It's a whole new way and a smart way to buy. There is zero underwriting fee. You pay zero doc fee, zero prepayment penalty, zero closing cost, even when you move to another property. So get yourself financing at that astonishingly, breathtakingly low rate of 1.95% and never pay closing costs again. Call Financial Group today and find out about it. Call 1-800-940-LEND, 1-800-940-LEND, Equal Housing Lender. Restrictions apply. Rate subject to change monthly, 5.19 APR.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Peace and quiet. And I don't need to listen to Barney Frank haranguing in my ear because I made a few bucks off a book I worked on.
Okay, this is the Siegfried and Dennis Miller audition. Let's begin.
Okay, Mr. Dennis Miller, here I am going to be giving you this magic wand.
Oh, hang on a second here. You're giving me a wand? Dr. Freud, pick up the white courtesy phone. Hey, nice outfit you got there, Siggy. Yeah, you look like Carson Kressley after he raided Evel Knievel's wardrobe. Hey, listen, Liberace. All right, this isn't going to work out, okay? In my mind, there hasn't been a decent twosome in Vegas since Louis Prima and Keely Smith, okay? I mean, I don't want to go off on a rant here, folks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Miller. We'll let you know.
Okay, well, I'll leave you with the words of Archimedes. All right, look it up. Never hit on 16, okay?
Next!
Putting Dennis Miller on with Siegfried and
Roy
would be like putting Lee Gillette on the Neil Rogers Show on Zeta, kind of the same thing.
Okay.
1218 at 560 WQM, 128,000 new troops sent next year, beginning of the year, to Iraq, bringing a whole bunch of people back, 100 and some odd thousand. That's what Rummy says, Hermann Goering Rumsfeld.
United Nations.
Yeah. 567-0560, pound 560 on it. Dick Armey, that's why I played that drop in there, Dick Armey, A-R-M-E-Y, drooling redneck from Texas. Remember Dick Armey?
Absolutely.
Didn't need no help from Barney Fagg.
He likes peace and quiet.
He likes a peace. Quietly. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was great reading yesterday. The only thing I came away with was where's Ken Starr when you need him? And another one for your poll is the guy from Mississippi, Trent Lott.
Trent Lott is excellent, with or without the pom-poms.
Definitely. But have a good afternoon and happy birthday, man.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great day.
Later.
Trent Lott is excellent. Man, you talk about a drooling yahoo. He might be the definitive one, you know?
Maybe. Might.
Not as good as Terry Bowden, and certainly ain't going to beat W. Nobody can beat W, because like I said, if anybody did, he'd have the election returns overturned anyway. They'd overturn a result. 133 votes. He's going to have like more than double. He's going to have like triple. Let's face it, they hate him like poison. They hate him, they despise him. Unlike us, who just find him revolting and disgusting and grotesque and dumb and dangerous. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T. How about that $105? How's it coming?
Oh, yeah.
Got it in the microwave
sure.
yet? Come on, heat it up. Put some change in there. Maybe we can make them popcorn. Put a few quarters and $half in there. Maybe they'll multiply. Put a few kernels in there. Here's a call from Hollywood. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Wow. The book is the greatest. I didn't hear you reading it, but I read the book and it's
well, good for you. Thank
good
goodness.
as it gets. Did you read the Franken book yet?
No, I got it sitting on the floor in the other room. I got about 6 books lined up that I got to read.
It's funny as hell. I mean, it's funnier than Michael Moore, actually. It's really funny. If you can get the audio version, he does it himself, and it's
Right.
like a 9-hour stand-up routine. It's actually
Wow.
pretty good.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would recommend it. And for your list, I would add that guy on Morning Edition. He does those. He's the cowboy poet and the small animal veterinarian. I don't know. I can't remember what his name is, but he tries to be like a Yahoo intellectual type of guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you never heard of him. You don't know who he is.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, he should be on that list because he's a dumbass.
Okay, somebody will know. Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great day. 5670560, pound 560 on you. How could we have left Trent Lott off of there, huh?
Or
so many drooling idiots and so little time. Trent freaking Lott. Senator McCain warns against reducing troops in Iraq.
U.S. military forces. No.
5670560, pound 5. I'm getting impatient about that $105. My hemorrhoids are starting to twitch a little bit. No, I really am. I don't understand what it takes, and I know some of them people are listening. They just absolutely, positively will not participate. I'll tell you one little bastard in that place who's never given one dime for anything that we've raised money for, ever. Ever.
Yeah.
And that's that little twerp Geldy. Ever. He's got a wife and a little kid. Yeah, right. Never gave us a penny, a cent, for anything, whether it was Center One, whether it was Planned Parenthood, whether it was Abandoned Pet Rescue, no matter what the hell it was. See, sometimes people say, oh, well, they just don't want to be involved in Center One because that's a gay thing, or some stupid thing like that. Okay. How about Camilla's house? Was that a gay thing?
No.
Oh, that's right, but it was with the Catholic Church, so maybe it was.
There you go.
Planned Parenthood, well, that's a liberal thing,
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And what about a panda? Oh, that's an animal thing.
That's a PETA thing.
It's a what?
A PETA thing. Liberals. Hippies.
Oh, PETA.
Saving animals. Who cares about them?
PETA. Yeah, who the hell cares about little animals? How about starving little dogs and cats?
Right.
Here's a call from my boy. Look at all the Miami calls on there. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Here's Miami. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy belated birthday to you, sir.
Thank you.
And happy early birthday for me for Sunday.
Sunday is your birthday?
You mentioned his name out in the first hour. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You mentioned his name in the first hour, and I can't believe you didn't think to put his name on the list automatically. Judge Roy Moore.
Oh, yeah, Judge Roy Moore, of
I
course.
want to change my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody out there vote for me. I don't have a computer, so.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll do it for you.
Out of material. Thanks, Neil.
Have a great day, Pally. Have a great life. Judge Roy Moore. You ain't going to take them 10 Commandments away from me because you're going to burn in hell. I'm going to a higher authority than folks at Hebrew National. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And you wonder when you look at that electoral map, you wonder about the red states and the blue states and the purple states and the purple people eater, all of these things, and a little purple pill called Nexium. Does that stuff really work?
Don't know.
I'm hearing some good stuff about that. I hear that Nexium really gets the job done for the pharmaceutical companies. What? Oh, and I had a big story about the Canadian. I don't even want to go into it anymore. I'm so tired of it, Oh, well, those drugs that you're getting from Canada, they're coming in from China and from India and God knows nowhere and from Sri Lanka and there's a whole bunch of pus and crap in the can and the bottle, whatever. Oh. And, of course, the best part of the deal is that some people in America are so stupid they actually believe it. Oh, it's coming from Canada? Uh-oh, well, that means it's probably coming, from Indonesia.
Oy.
It's coming from, the Antarctica.
Oy.
Probably be like frozen pills. So we sure as hell don't want them Canadian drugs down here, Even though the container, the little thing, and the label all look exactly the same, huh? It's just a subterfuge. It's just a counterfeit. We know that because it's coming from Canada.
Counterfeit
it's like
labels.
that tainted Canadian meat.
Sugar pills.
Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Yeah, I got a couple of yahoos for you.
Yes, sir?
How about James Carville and Senator Robert Byrd?
Oh, two good ones?
You like that?
I love that.
I think anybody who votes for a resolution calling for regime change in Iraq and then flip-flops.
See, now you're talking politics, Bell, which is fine, but that's not what we're talking about. James Carville, this guy obviously don't like Democrats, which is fine. You're entitled. There are like 4 or 5 like you. But you're right. James Carville is a drooling yahoo, and Senator Robert Byrd is not only a drooling, but an ancient, senile old yahoo.
That Byrd with a Y.
That's Byrd with a Y, who used to be a card-carrying member of the Ku Klux Klan many years ago, but he's seen the error of his ways. Robert Byrd from West Virginia with a banjo on his knee. See, this guy was fine that you want to put them on there, but then you want to go into a whole political speech about Robert Byrd did this and did that. Yeah, he's got a lot of company, by the way. I should point that out. Bum Phillips. Oh, there's a good one. Bum Phillips, the ex-football coach of the Houston Oilers, on being asked about Don Shula, he quoted, he can take his'n and beat urine and turn around and take urine and beat his'n. Oh, this is good. This is from Evil. Let me read it again. He can take his'n and beat urine, and he can turn around and take urine and beat his'n.
You're ever take urine?
Oh, sure, all the time.
Rectum.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560.
I urine for it right now.
Neil, this is Randy West, and as per our phone conversation, I talked to Peter North the other day. He tells me your real name is Neil Down, and he still ain't interested.
Baseball's cursed teams, the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs, came within a few outs of the 2003 World Series. Now, you can relive all the cursing with this commemorative video from Sports Irritated.
The Cubs lose again! The curse of the mother don't live!
The Red Sox and Cubs, a season of cursing. Free with your subscription to Sports Irritated. Profiles every curse from this year's profane postseason.
Aaron Boone? Aaron Boone? Are you kidding me?
This obscene homage to baseball's most accursed teams captures every throw to first, every throw to home, every beer bottle thrown at the TV set.
See that? If you had taken Pedro Martinez out of the game in the 7th inning, the ghost of the Bambino wouldn't be shoving it up my right now.
Listen to what the fans are saying about the Red Sox and Cubs, a season of cursing.
My team lost, and just as I was getting over it, Sports Irritated had to go rub it in. You Sports Irritated!
And you'll love it too. Subscribe to Sports Irritated now. Get the video, and as a bonus, we'll throw in this special I'm a Loser sweatshirt absolutely free.
Available only in XXL, because Cubs and Red Sox fans are the biggest losers of all.
It's 12:32 at 560 WQAM. You do realize today is the 6th of November?
Right, and
we don't even have 40 grand yet for abandoned
Oh,
peppers.
hey, bud.
We don't even have 38.
However,
but
current events.
Yes.
Recent news.
Yes.
Sounder. We got a check here.
From
our best close personal friend Dave Hagan and his wife.
Dave Hagan and his wife.
Right.
For
$50.
All right. Thank you, Dave, and your wife.
Oh, okay.
All right. $50. So now we're $55 shy.
As the pattern of people that can least afford
yeah,
it.
it's really interesting. Dave Hagan and his wife, Dave, who's like a flunky sports nerd guy there, who's probably getting paid about $6 an hour, maybe. Who's a good guy, never stole a freight train, comes in with a check for $50. Beast comes up with a check for $100. Curtis, a check for $100. Curtis is making like $1.75 an hour there.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the guys with the big bucks there, all the big shots, all the big celebrities, is there any assistance whatsoever so far? No. Duff came through big time? I don't want to start mentioning because then I'll leave somebody out. You know, like Ray Perry, he came through, right? Who else?
Right.
And Adam in sales. What about all the other salespeople that are siphoning off from this goddamn show tons and tons and tons of cash every day when they sit down with their family at the dinner table and they lift a fork to that goddamn mouth? They're forking us. That's right, because it's our money that put that food on the table from this show. It's the commission they're getting from siphoning off on this show. And what do we get back from them? Not even that. Not even a good whiff of it. $55 is all we're short to get us to 38 grand, and then I'll dummy up for the rest of the day. If we just $55. And you're right, the people that are coming through for us, I'm almost embarrassed to take their money because these people can't afford it, but they still give a crap enough to try to help out.
We should have a charity for them.
That's right. You're right. We should be collecting money for the people that are helping us out. Most of them need it. It's always that way. The ones who can afford, for the most part, they wouldn't give you the time of day for 50 cents. I'm humiliated. I'm disgusted.
We want it now, Josh. Josh was going to hold his check for
Clarence,
next
you
week.
miserable, cheap piece of crap,
I
Jew
believe him.
bastard, you.
No, he
you
was gonna-
scrawny U of M reject.
Listen a
What?
minute.
I'm listening.
He was going to give it to you in person, and the check, too. when you
I
come
don't
in
want it
next
from
week.
him in person. Believe you me. There's nothing he's got that I want.
So
except
now
$55.
So now he'll give it to you in person.
Yeah.
Impersonal.
What? $55?
No, he said he's pledging 100.
100?
Yeah.
Woo! Heavy duty. That puts us over 38 grand. What do we need? 55. So now we got $38,045 if my math is correct. Right?
Right.
No.
I don't know.
38,045. Well, what the hell do you mean you don't know? You're supposed to be a
I don't
wizard.
do math.
You're supposed to be
Remember?
a frequent. Well, I'm a mathematician, man. I know my numbers. I've seen a few good numbers and done a few recently. Here's a fax. Thanks a lot, Clarence, okay? Better late than never, you slow. Yeah, you're going to give it to me in person. You are so full of it, man. So full of crap. Jim Neighbors and Andy Griffith, whoever sent this fax, must have watched the CBS special the other night, the 75-year anniversary special, because they were on together.
Right.
I noticed Andy didn't stand too close to him, but they were on together.
I never really... Was Jim Neighbors a real Yahoo? Because I know Andy Griffith was just acting like one.
And both of them were.
Okay,
See, that was going to be my comment. Because Jim Neighbors, if you ever heard his music, he sang that Old Man River. That was the funny part of it, is that Gomer Pyle, you talk like this, mister. You know, and then that old man. So he sang. Yeah, that's right. So that was just a put on. And Andy Griffith, the same thing. Andy was kind of like, I wouldn't say a big city slicker, but he was no dummy, Andy Griffith. What do you mean was? He's still alive. So there you go. We'd appreciate that fax, but we're not putting them on there. NPR giving record donation. See, look at this. Enough to make me cry. She didn't leave us anything, Joan Kroc. You know who her husband was?
Ray.
Ray Kroc. You know what he started?
The Crock Pot?
McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Then he died. Joan inherited McDonald's, all that money. Although, you know, she just recently died. At least she was a philanthropist. Joan Kroc, she left $200 million, the largest donation in the history of NPR, National Public Radio. The bequest from the widow of the founder of the McDonald's fast food chain both shocked and delighted people at NPR's headquarters in Washington yesterday. It amounts to almost twice NPR's annual operating budget. Somebody once told us to Peter North, they said, no one saw this coming.
Squirt, squirt,
said one person. You know, he could have been dangerous in his day, Peter North.
Yeah.
The nonprofit organization, which will disclose details of the bequest at a news conference this afternoon, called the donation the largest monetary gift ever received by an American cultural institution in a brief announcement to its staff yesterday. And they all said, okay, goody, let's divvy it up. $200 million.
I'll take it.
$200 million effing dollars for National Public Radio. You know what? That's like $10 for every listener. What are you laughing about? How many people in America listen to NPR?
About 30, man.
And don't tell me I know you listen to it. I have never heard it in my life. Oh, Neil, how could you say that? I've never heard it in my life. I wouldn't know where the hell to find it on the dial in Miami.
Well, you might want to when you get in town, because you know what?
What?
Our good friend
Bill Latchman
is on there now.
No, like I said, I would never dream of turning it on. Why would I want to hear NPR?
Oh, it's riveting.
Kroc, 75, died of brain cancer October 12th in San Diego. She'd been a longtime listener of NPR's local affiliate, KPBS, but had no formal association with NPR or the funding of it. People at NPR said she had expressed admiration for their coverage of the events leading up to the war and reporting the war itself. Her gift to NPR is one of several that flowed from her estate. Last week, the university, and of course, the San Diego Padres were owned by Ray Kroc, and then she took it over and ran the team after he died. Last week, the University of San Diego and the University of Notre Dame, and I was going to say something good about her, but she gave $50 million to Notre Dame. Oh, Jesus Christ. $50 million to that unctuous, obnoxious, disgusting organization.
It's big, Neil. It's bigger than both of them.
Screw you, Regis. In 1998, she gave $25 million to USD San Diego for establishment of the Joan P. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice. Now Notre Dame has a similar institution, which was established in 86. With a long history of philanthropy, she donated to individual public radio stations in the past. $200 million for NPR from Joan Kroc, and now she's dead. Oh, after the break, I got to do the Miriam Elephant, the latest update.
Oh, good.
I just want to say this, okay, to Bishop Victor Curry. You're an asshole, man. Always have been, always will be.
He's no kid, Curry.
He is so consistently full of crap, this man, on his WMBM, on his little Schwarzer station here. This guy is just pathetic. Always trying to get me off the air, always misquoting things that I say. A real agent provocateur, Bishop Curry. And he's part of this whole thing. Oh, well, you better keep Miriam Elephant under penalty, whatever. Penalty of what? What are you going to do, Victor? Throw some old pork rinds at her? Christ almighty. Anyway, it's the same stuff. It's just neurotic repetition. Always, we're going to press you into this, and we're going to press you into that. You better do this, or we're going to, boycott. Screw you already, okay? Remember when Nelson Mandela came to Miami Beach?
Oh, I know. They didn't
years and years ago, and they didn't give him the key to the city, and they didn't lick him the right way in the right place. And then here, not too long ago, they had to issue a formal apology, so as not to get all the unrest of the agent provocateur goyim out there. Because of Nelson freaking Mandela. 20 till 1 at QAM. It won't be long now before all those relatives start showing up for the holidays. Maybe your parents are coming down for the entire winter. God forbid. In either case, if you need a new mattress in the house, then do the smart thing. The people at QAM are doing it too. Call 1-800-MATTRESS. Not just I, but a whole bunch of other people. George uses them, Miguel, Boca Brian, even Fat Boy ordered an extra king-size king.
And Pharrell would like to.
And Pharrell, hey, by the way, Pharrell wants his bed, Fat Boy, you lazy, no-good piece of turd. I understand you're busy eating.
Hiya, Pally!
But get off your fat ass or just reach over and grab your instrument there and the phone too. And get up on your walker, waddle over to the thing, and get with it. Pharrell wants his bed from Dollar Mattress. He's probably even willing to pay for it. Cost. Anyway, forget about that bunch of crap you get from the other mattress people in your bedding and department stores, because the mattress industry is full of phony claims and shell games. At Dollar Mattress, no phony promises, no bait and swish, no crap, just discount prices every day on the brand names you know and trust, now including Stearns and Foster Hewitt. And when you call Dollar Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll hear this sound.
Hiya, Pally!
You pick the day and time for delivery within any 2-hour window, 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I've been sleeping on a mattress from these folks for years, and your back will thank you. Your back will actually, like a little voice, will open in your back say, thank you. In fact, it'll even say,
Hiya, Pally!
Honest sales prices, fantastic service, everyday low prices, same-day delivery, and free setup and removal, so it's easy to see why Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the world in customer satisfaction. Don't be fooled. Don't get sucked in by those so-called giants in the mattress industry or the furniture stores where you're paying to help them for their big overhead. They can't match what you get every day of your life from Dollar Mattress. Pick up the phone now. Call 1-800-MATTRES. 1-800-MATTRES or online. Check them out at mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
Let's just take you back, like when you were a teenager. Remember sitting on your porch on a cool summer evening, popping a zit with your fingers and then eating it? Well, the great taste is back at the Puss Palace. Yes, delicious, creamy, soft-serve puss in a cone or a dish with your choice of toppings. All the great tastes of your body you enjoyed as a kid, like warm earwax, scab chips, and our new booger bits. The Puss Palace. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Puss.
And, of course, when Greg Reed comes around a building opening up his mouth, everybody screams because he's got, like, chankers, man, from his streptococcus or whatever the hell he's got. What a slob. Oh, I got to say this in regard to that last bit about the pus.
Yeah.
The greatest, well, not the greatest. I mean, like, you know, when you well, I don't want to do it now because I got that ear infection, which is clearing up. Thanks for that suggestion on the polysporin, by the way. It's coming along good.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Have you?
Well, I've had an infected
But behind
scab.
your ear, like when you rub behind your ear and then you, oh, man, that sometimes smells pretty good. I don't know what that
I
is.
thought you were going to say when you get a nice blackhead and it is just like an
No,
never-ending
I'm not
blackhead.
talking about that. I'm talking about aromas, about that pus palace thing.
No.
Behind your ear. No, ear.
You like the smell of belly
But
button?
one of the best, and I'm doing it right now because I'm sitting here in my boxer shorts.
Yeah. From under cheese?
No.
Don't do that here, will you?
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Nothing.
Famunda cheese.
Your navel.
Yeah, no. Feh.
Has to be done. Oh, no, you're wrong.
No.
It has to be done with that middle finger.
Ugh, smells like
And you
ass.
Stick it. That does not smell. Maybe like your ass.
Not mine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Oh,
his.
I only wish we had Smeller Radio, man, and you could smell it. No, you'd say, boy, that smells pretty good.
Scratch and sniff. Everybody scratch
What
your
did you
speaker.
have for lunch? Yeah, let's do a scratch your speaker and let's sniff it, okay? Wow. The Eric, speaking of sniffing a big fat one, Eric has got the Newsweek story up there. Nice going, Eric. Thank you. Lost opportunity on the eve of the invasion of Iraq. Defense officials were offered a secret back-channel opportunity to talk peace with Saddam, and, of course, the powers that be said,
no.
You see, we've had articles on there, for those of you who actually read, which I know is revolutionary, about the fact that this kind of like shadow government is really running the whole deal now. It's Cheney and Rumsfeld and Wolfowitz and Pearl and all of this bunch of lunatics, these chicken hawks. They're running the goddamn show. In case you hadn't figured it out yet, Alfred E. Newman, he's just the face man. He's just the connection to the God Squad, that's all. Speaking of that, black ministers fight to keep Miriam Elephant as Broward elections chief. Can you believe this? In a live radio broadcast that ran almost 3 hours, some Broward County black preachers yesterday stood firmly behind Miriam Elephant, chastised black politicians who withdrawn their support, and vowed to use the power of the pulpit to keep the beleaguered election supervisor in office. We still support Miriam Elephant, said the Reverend Eric Jones of Koinonia Worship Center in Carver Ranches. Who heads the what?
Koinonia Worship Center?
Koinonia.
Oh.
Koinonia. In Carver Ranches, who heads the Southwest Broward Ministers Alliance. We try to stay away from the black and white issues, but it's hard not to play the race card when it's on the table. It's obvious to us there's an overreaction. I hate to break the news to you, Reverend Jones. That's his name. His name is Reverend Eric Jones. And Reverend Jones, yeah, I hate to break the news to you, but there ain't no race got nothing to do with it. It's called non-compass penis is what it's called. Okay, Reverend? She's incompetent. She can't get the job done. Whether she's black, brown, white, purple, pink, green.
You're gay.
No, not that, Reverend Jones. A day after a mailed-in election in which 17% of the ballots sent to the voters were returned as undeliverable, members of the Broward Ministerial Alliance announced yesterday they would take to their pulpits immediately to urge their congregations to write the governor and to show support for Elephant. The meeting underscored a deepening rift between black preachers and black elected officials. The preachers, man, you put them together, they got a collective IQ of about
30, man.
It may be Miriam today, said Bishop Victor T. Curry, host of the Morning Glory Hole radio show on WMBM AM 1490, which broadcast from the Broward Ministerial Alliance meeting at Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church in Hallandale Beach. You think Ebenezer Scrooge had something to do with that?
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebenezer my ass. It could be Chris Smith tomorrow or Alcee Hastings tomorrow or Joe Aguilitian next year, said Curry, referring to the State House Democratic leader, the congressman, and the Broward County Commissioner, respectively. We should have each other's backs. We're not condoning wrong, but she's been cleared of ethics charges. We're not talking about a criminal here. No, we're just talking about somebody who's incompetent, you idiot. On yesterday's broadcast, Elephant spent an hour discussing her plight and defending her office. The supervisor said that although her office was inadequately funded by the county commission, she had run successful elections, including Tuesday's mail-in, since the mistake-riddled gubernatorial primary of September 2002. I struggle with budget issues, Elephant said. I have an inadequate budget. I've tried to work it out. When in doubt, work it out and seek assistance with the county commissioners. Where do I go from here is what my lawyers and I talk about. Reiterating her responses in a 10-page letter sent to Governor Jeb Bush on Tuesday, she challenged the credibility of a severely critical report on her orifice. Written by a state task force, the report described the orifice in disarray, lacking leadership, and not undertaking tasks urgently needed to prepare for next year's voting. Oh, my God. I can just see the hanging chads all over again now in...
Broward!
God, I can see we're going to have to get that judge down from Palm Beach, the one with that big evil eye.
Right.
That keeps looking up to the sky, you know?
Google eye.
Keeps looking through that hole. Man. With political leaders, including Broward County commissioners, calling for her removal, Bush has given Oliphant until Monday to address the deficiencies or face suspension. In her letter to the governor, she said the review was an effort to develop. What is it that every time you dark folks get all bent out of shape, it's got to be about another darky? What is that all about?
That's
just like the OJ thing. Oh, we don't want to play the race card, but
we will.
That whole thing there with a black power salute at the end of that trial, that was one of the most disgusting. And you know, this business about, well, payback is a bitch. And what is that? What's right for the goose is right for the gander. What's wrong for the goose is also wrong for the gander. You idiots, you mindless morons, you simpletons, you, like Bishop Curry and Kid Curry. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, I heard that music you're playing, mister. It sucks. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We're looking for the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all. Here's a call from Margate. Hello. Margate.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, I got a question for you. Is
Yes.
Newt Gingrich on your list?
That's a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, he's got to be top dog because I think he was the first of the Republicans to start all this nonsense, and then it followed down to Trent Lott and everybody else.
Yeah, he was the original Yahoo.
Yeah, he is. All right, have a good birthday, and enjoy listening to you.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Newt Gingrich, he belongs on there, man. He's still doing a hanky-panky. His wife is still dying of cancer, and he's still screwing around on the side, coming to the hospital and saying, hey, sign the divorce papers, sweetheart. You bitch. What? I mean, it's the same old, it's like Rush Limbaugh all over again, same crap.
Mm-hmm.
Finger-pointing, hypocritical sack of crap, Newt.
Henry Hyde.
Henry and his Hyde and that family he destroyed over there in Weston that he broke up, lied to the bitch and told her that, oh, well, I'm not married. I'm just a bon vivant congressman who's prematurely white-haired. Yeah. Piece of crap. And he's pontificating about Bubba and the blowjobs. That was good. Just like the guy that had to resign, Bob. What the hell was his name?
Livingston.
Bob. Livingston. That's right. Mr. Livingston, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. How do you like that? Them apples. If you're going to start, with this whole thing about everybody's sexual peccadillos, then it's going to be an endless list. Endless list. And let me say it again. The ones in the closet who are pointing their fingers, the Newt Gingriches of the world, the Bob Livingstons of the world, the Henry trying to hide it of the world, these are the ones that have got the skeletons are rattling around. It looks like a medical lab in their closet. It looks like U of M Medical School, which they do have one. You notice how nobody ever talks about getting education at U of M?
Huh? They do that there?
Because like I said yesterday, a U of M education is an oxymoron.
I thought it was just football and rape.
I don't want to start in on that so-called diabetes expert there at the U of M. What he knows about diabetes, you could stuff up his ass and have about 400 pounds of glucose left over. He doesn't know anything about it, and damn near responsible for killing me many years ago. I don't want to mention no names. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Miami Gardens. Hello.
Hey, Neil, what's going on?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I was about to donate those $55 that you needed, but I guess you got them already.
That's right. We got you off the hook. We got you off the hook for old time's sake.
I need to change it up a little bit. On the news coming up tonight, I don't know if it's Channel 10 or Channel NBC6, but they're going to have an investigation of bilingualism. They're going to send an American guy down to Dade County to see if anybody speaks English, and they're going to send a Spanish person over down to Broward County. They're going to do some sort of experiment. I thought you would think it would be pretty interesting too.
To see if anybody speaks English?
To see if anybody speaks English in Dade County, and then they're sending an American person over to Dade County. I'm sorry, and a Spanish person to Broward County.
English, KS.
Exactly. The title of the thing is Habla Inglés. Is the name of the title of the story. That's
I
pretty
can't
good.
wait for that.
And it's going to be pretty good. And by the way, Jim Neighbors was fucking Andy Griffith.
That was good. That was beautiful. 5670560. Pound 560.
Surprise.
On the AT&T. Yeah, he had a chocolate surprise.
The goober must have run the camera.
Oh, man. Look out for the tomato peel, Jim. Well, Andy liked his pasta, Al dente. 5670560. I think it's a real good time for a break.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours now.
QAM.
No, I don't listen to the 1 to 2 hour. It wouldn't be prudent at this time.
Hey, dude, are you tripping?
Whoa, man, I must be tripping, 'cause your face is dripping.
These folks are wearing Dr. Schmoll's psychedelic insoles.
I'm tripping so hard I might start flipping.
Oh, whoa, when you talk, it sounds like a record skipping.
The gel in Dr. Schmoll's psychedelic insoles has a special ingredient that's pure ecstasy.
Oh, are you tripping?
I'm tripping like Scottie Pippen.
I am so tripping. I feel like stripping.
Me too. I'm going to start on zipping.
Dude, your grasp on reality is slipping.
And it's all thanks to Dr. Schmoll's psychedelic insoles.
I got a buzz that's totally ripping.
Excellent.
It's a minute after 1 at 560 WQM. I have a little Maple Lodge Farms chicken breast roast sliced for lunch. Everything here is maple. Maple this, maple leaf, maple lodge,
like the Northwest
maple,
too.
Huh?
Maple everything. Maple on
What is that all about?
They love it.
Maple cookies?
Maple chewing gum.
I'm not that crazy about maple, are you?
No, not really.
Maple cookies, I can live without those. 5670560. What?
Weren't you eating a maple cookie?
No, I'm eating a slice of chicken breast. Is that okay, doctor? Is that okay, doctor?
I'll check.
And I'm taking it because I just popped a Levaquin for my little ear infection. And Duff is taking Levaquin. I think Greg ought to be taking Levaquin. Stick one in his
rectum.
See how? And by the way, don't stand up real fast, Greg. They have a tendency to fall out. Here's a lady in Homestead. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Pally.
How you doing, Pally?
I couldn't let the day go by without wishing you a happy birthday.
Hiya, Pally.
I've been listening to you, Neil, for years.
I'll be
so,
damned.
I said I better wish him a happy birthday.
Well, that was nice.
How old are you, 100?
161.
I'm joking, man. You have
161. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of it. Have a great day, sweetheart.
Listen, I don't know what the topic is today, but I'll tell you, this is, can you say shit in the air?
Can what?
Can you say shit in the air?
I waited for it to say it the second time before I pressed it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it was a crazy person.
Oh.
Boy, past 10 minutes.
567. See, I just took the first bite of my maple leaf sliced chicken breast here, and all of a sudden she came out of the woodwork, popped out like a wild child. Man. Who is or was the biggest drooling Yahoo of them all? George W. Bush, 157. He's got it hands down your pants. Strom Thurmond, 78. Jesse Helms, 77. Dr. Phil McGraw, 38. You see, after those top three, it's like into another whole category.
Yeah, it's another hole.
Toby Keith, 24. Steve Spurrier, 15. Terry Bowden, 13. That's good. He's moving up the list. He's got to be in the running. John Rocker, 10. Terry Bradshaw, 8. Trent Lott. How come there's only one T in Trent? Trent Lott, 4. LBJ, 3. Tammy Faye Baker, 3. Jimmy Swaggart, 2. Willie Nelson, 2. George Wallace, a pair. Bald-headed James Carville, 2. Robert Byrd, 2. Bum Phillips, 2. Orville Faubus, 1. Jerry Jones, 1. Judge Roy Moore, 1. None yet for Ernest Ainsley, Lester Maddox, or Newt Gingrich. Newt just went on there. You know, I want to tell you something about that awful goddamn show, which luckily they're taking it off, I think. Crossfire.
Okay.
Oh, there's that obnoxious Richard Pearl, that son of a bitch. See, they put Carville on there, who you can't take seriously because he's a clown. And then Paul Begala, who is so freaking weak. He's so lame. I forget what I was watching the other day, but they had some right-winger on there who was saying the most outrageous, ridiculous things, and the comeback was so obvious that my little dog, who's been dead now for a long time, he could have given the answer, and he's sitting there, and just lets him off the hook. Because they only got about 20 minutes, and then they're going to Schmidt-can the show anyway. Isn't that what she said, Schmidt?
Something like that.
567, must have been a Lions fan. I think she said, Joe Schmidt lives, man. Here's a call from beautiful Boca. Hello. Boca.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is Neil.
Yes, it is.
Just got a name for your list. I haven't heard it yet, at least.
Okay.
Imus in the morning.
Oh, he's a Yahoo.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a mumbling Yahoo. Okay, thank you, sir. And Fred Imus. Do we want to put him on there? Because he's not drawling. He's mumbling.
Well,
he's a mumbling
He's
Yahoo.
drooling all the time.
Is he?
That's why he wears that thing around his neck, that kerchief.
Are you serious?
To catch the drool. No, I'm making that up.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Sounds good, though. Yeah, that's why he wears that kerchief around.
So are we putting him on there?
Sure, Don Imus. Why not? The I-Man. That's the I-Man to us, sir. The I-Man is that simpering news guy in there who just licks his ass, licks and kisses and, just sucks heavy duty. A dead man in a chair. We still got to do that poll. Which dead man in a chair? Imus, the Pope. Of course, the Pope's making the big bucks. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Rumor I'm hearing the Pope being Polish really likes his kielbasa. That's what I heard. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello. Cutler Ridge. Don't you love the way every time I do a call? Yes, sir.
Yeah, is this Neil?
Sounds like Neil.
Oh, okay. Basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell you that you have a problem because in years past, you've always had your stuff at Borders or somewhere where just a pedestrian person like myself could walk in and buy, a couple items. I mean, I've gotten items every year.
Right.
And this year, there's nowhere to go get it.
You're right.
And I can't call on a telephone to get it, and I don't have the internet. So
this isn't the first year we've had that problem at QAM. We've had this before.
Well, I'm just telling you that I've never experienced not being able to get anything.
Right.
And I'm finding myself in that position. And I'm like, hey, I remember even seeing you at the Cutler Ridge Mall years ago.
That's right.
I actually shook your hand and took a picture with my wife.
I'll be doing
and I thought it was great,
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like me, I'm a male guy. What the heck am I supposed to do? I'm out delivering 6 days a week in the freaking pouring rain like today. And you got a thing at 1 o'clock. Well, hey, that's great.
No, I understand that. You're very right. Well, don't we have a phone number that this gentleman can call?
No,
yes, there is.
Yes,
well,
there is.
you never programmed that into the commercials or nothing.
Well, we're going to give it to you right now. Don't resist so hard. I realize it's
Hold on,
raining and it's a
hold
bitch of a day, but we're trying to help you out so you can help us out.
Appreciate it.
What's that number, George?
305
Uh-huh.
650
650
0156.
0156.
You got it.
And the biggest Yahoo of all time, Junior Samples from Hee Haw. Have a good one.
Thanks, Kelly. Junior Samples from Hee Haw. Okay, get him on there. How about Junior Seau? Junior Samples belongs down there, and that number, see, he's right. That should be in the thing in the spot that we're playing, so that the station could actually accomplish things, be doing something for us. But they don't want to be doing that. So we got $100 from Clarence. We got 50 from Dave Hagen and his wife. Thank you, Dave. He's a good guy, just like Curtis. We got a few good people around there, and then we got some real assholes. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T. Well, it's true. We got a lot of assholes in that place. No matter where you work, when you got 100, 200 people in a building, there's going to be some very nice people. There are going to be some, they're okay. And then there are going to be some assholes. Greg, I just mentioned that in passing. Screw Ann,
Roy!
Here's a call from Oakland Park. Hello.
First, there is no color in our pasture, and Scott will now be added to the list.
Oh, God. Here's a call from Sunrise. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
This thing with Miriam Oliphant,
Yes.
it reinforces every prejudice and
Right.
it even gives some validity. Look, the woman's grossly incompetent.
Absolutely. There is no debate. There is absolutely no debate.
And if somebody is grossly incompetent at their job, you should be able to remove them.
That is
Part
correct.
of the reason there's reluctance by some people to hire blacks or other minorities is that if they get somebody who's incompetent, forget about their color, they can't remove them if they're black without being accused of being a racist.
Absolutely, sir. That's a great point. There are a lot of people who don't want to be in that position of having people blackmail their way into staying, and I use that term blackmail literally, into staying in a position that they're not competent to do.
So it creates discrimination, just reinforces the whole thing. It's terrible. Now, to be fair, my recollection, and maybe it changed, is that stupid bitch in Palm Beach County, Teresa whatever.
Lepore, yes.
Yeah, she kept her job after
That's
her
right.
massive screw up.
That
So
is right.
I can understand why some black people say, if a woman like that keeps her job, why are they going after Miriam?
Well, I got a solution for that. Let's fire both their ass. How do you like that?
We're on the same page, obviously.
Right.
I don't think Jeb is going to get rid of her. He wants voters in Broward County to be disenfranchised. I mean, it's the most liberal county in the state, if you
Right.
can say that, in Florida.
And, of course, keep in mind, that's the place where they fixed it the last time in Dayton-Broward.
Exactly. He wants turmoil. He wants voters disenfranchised. And the ironic thing is, it's going to be disproportionately, probably, black voters who get screwed when she screws up. And it's just these reverends or these ministers in the black community, all they see is skin color. They don't see how she's hurting their community. It's really terrible.
Yeah, this thing has gone on. I've been fighting it for years, and it just makes me want to vomit. And so it's a part of the black community. It's certainly not all of them. But there's that segment of black people. It's the same with OJ. Oh, he got a raw deal. He didn't do it. There was the bloody glove was planted. All of the Mark Furman. Any excuse in the world that black people never do anything wrong. I want to tell you something right now, seriously. I'm sitting here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is one of the safest big cities anywhere in North America. We've had 46 or 47 murders all year long in this city. The overwhelming majority of those, and I know this because I follow the news, I watch the news here every day, have been committed, and the perpetrators and the victims are black. Now, there's something wrong with this picture, okay? There's something wrong with this.
Yeah, and as you point out, it's principally black victims, too, who suffer.
That's what I just said.
Right, I know, that's what I'm just saying. And, I don't know, I'm very frustrated with the whole situation. And I know you are, too. So. And,
of course, people like Victor Curry, this Bishop Curry, he's just a professional agent provocateur. He's kind of like a Little League Jesse Jackson who just goes around from one crisis to another, pollinating and stirring up the crap.
I agree.
And have a great day.
Take care.
Okay. Yeah, he was on, remember that awful show they invited me to do on Channel 10 with Michael Putney, and I said, no way?
Yes.
He was on there, along with that professional spick, whoever the hell it was.
Oh, what's her name?
Huh?
What's her name?
Well, not Ileana Ross, some other professional spick. And it was one of the most grotesque, one of the ugliest, and by the time Peter Jennings left that set, he probably shook his head and thought to himself, You got to be kidding me. This isn't the city, Miami. This is a battle zone. This is a nut house. And, Peter, you were...
Absolutely correct, sir.
Not only that, Peter, how's it going, eh? I don't like ABC News. I don't like him. He to me is like, he's stuffy and dry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Canadian. I mean, you watch the Canadian news like on CBC, and there may be a little on the dry side, but he's like real
flat.
Well, I would point immediately to the...
Well, here's the premier of Saskatchewan reporting from Vagina. See, they got a sense of humor. He's in Vagina right now while he's on the air. But Peter Jennings, he just leaves me limp. And then, of course, Dan Rather, after that quote by Michael Moore of his, oh, jeez. And then you got the guy with a speech defect, so that leaves you with a hell of a church, don't it? 113 at 560 WQM. Big news, Hallett Pontiac GMC has just been voted #1 Pontiac GMC dealer in Dade County in customer satisfaction. Tom Lehman, Joe Prieto, all the wonderful folks over there want to thank their loyal customers for their long-standing support, 35 years plus and counting. Stop by Hallett, check out the Pontiac Vibe, normally retailing for over $20,000, but at Hallett right now you can buy it fully loaded for just $16,500 plus tax and tag. Hallett's your truck headquarters with over 300 to choose from. I bet a lot of people in the audience are wondering if Bob Eisenberg ever got the correction on the copy, about including the Yukon and the Yukon. The answer is no. No, because he doesn't want to lift a finger. Coming soon, the new Envoy XUV, the most unique SUV on the market and on the carpet. See, this is the deal with our sales department. Just somebody give them a piece of copy with some words on it, a piece of paper with words, and here you go, Neil. Here you go, Hank. Here you go, Mad Dog. Here you go, Scott. Here you go, Mo. Here you go, Mo. Great Neil deals waiting for you every day at Hallett Pontiac GMC, 13401 South Dixie Highway, US 1 across from the Falls. Open every day, 7 days a week. You see, the fish, if it's rotten, it stinks at the top, and it's all screw-an. You know what I'm saying? Screw-an.
Roy!
If you want more info on these Neil deals, call the Neil Rogers Neil Deal hotline, toll-free, 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. And keep in mind, all offers subject to credit approval. See the folks at Hallett for all the details at Hallett Pontiac GMC, who most unlike Screw-Ann Winnick are professional grade.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hello, this is Dr. Phil Quickdraw McGraw. And you can't see it, but I'm winking at you right now, 'cause I care deeply about you and your health. That's why I urge you to spend every last nickel you have on my amazing new diet book. My diet book provides new and different ways to cheat fat. And believe me, my friends, nobody knows more about cheating than me. For instance, if you look closely at the cover, you'll notice I'm wearing a suit that's 3 times my size. That's just one of my tips on how to look thinner, and you'll find it in a chapter called Dress This Mess. Now, if your weight loss goal is to achieve my flabby, pasty, and mottled physique, then forget about that boring Atkins diet. My secret? Donuts. Donuts. The fat man's vitamin. So buy my book and put more money in my wallet, you can be a fat ass just like me.
118. He's fourth on our poll of drooling yahoos. He's doing great, Dr. Phil. 41 votes. He's almost as bad as this Dr. Agatston. I saw him on MSNBC last night. I want to put a shoe through my TV set.
Oh,
Dr. Arthur Agatston, the South Beach diet phony guy.
About that.
I got the book in my hand right now. New York Times #1 bestseller, and it's got on the cover, on a very glossy green cover here, like a little in loogie, a little loogie. Lose belly fat first. Now, keep in mind, there's no exercise recommended in this book that I can see, but you're going to lose if you eat this crab. You're going to lose belly fat first, which, of course, they know that that's where most of us are desperate to lose the weight because we're big fat slobs with a big poopik. So lose belly fat first. Based on what? Based on what? Okay? Because we're eating lean cuts of meat? And because he ripped off Atkins almost verbatim in here? I don't know anybody on Atkins who lost belly fat first. I know a lot of people who went belly up. Hey, by the way, speaking of that, how's Jeff Cohen doing? 567. Thanks for the birthday wishes, Jeff, but quit bugging me. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's the poll results so far. Who is or was the biggest drooling yahoo of them all? 467 votes.
Soldiers.
So far, he's leading, the man you just heard.
And Marines.
George W. Bush, 165. He's talking about dead soldiers and dead Marines, I guess, or dead Marines in the future. He's got 167 votes, even while he's speaking.
Troops.
The number keeps going up. And the dead soldiers, too. Strom Thurmond, 81. Jesse Helms, 78. Dr. Phil, 41. Nice going, Dr. Phil. See, I'm got to adopt a different attitude, because I don't like people like Dr. Phil and Oprah, but the people we should be angriest at are the suckers, the morons, the lemmings, who goose-step into line, just like the ditto heads with Rush, you know. Oh, well, he'll be back, and he'll be stronger than ever, you know. He just had a little problem. Right. Toby Keith, 24. Steve Spurrier, 15. Terry Bowden, 14. John Rocker, 12. Terry Bradshaw, 8. Trent Lott, she's got 5 with her pom-poms. She was a cheerleader, you know.
Yes,
Jimmy
I know.
Swaggart and Jim Carville, 4-apiece. Tammy Faye Baker, 3. LBJ, 3. 2 for Willie Nelson and Judge Roy Moore and George Wallace and Robert Byrd. And Bum Phillips has got a pair. His'n and yoursen and wheezin'. Orville Faubus, 1. Lester Maddox, 1. Jerry Jones, 1. None yet for Ernest Ainsley, Newt Gingrich, Don Imus, or Junior Samples yet out of 472 votes. You got a long way to go. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. How about those Panthers?
Oh!
I'm serious. I would like to know what you think, Scott. How are they going to keep that franchise there? I mean, next year you got no season. The lockout is as good as guaranteed.
I have no clue right now.
Really? Sound like Mad Dog. No clue. If there were 7,000 people there last night, they must have been like hanging out outside, like out in the hallways.
Was that the official tally?
No, the official tally was 13,000 some odd.
No way.
That's what it says in the box score. 13,242. If I'm lying, you're dying.
Yeah, it looked like about 7,000.
Looked like about 7. And, of course, when Scott says about 7,000, he usually tries to paint that Panther picture with an extra rosy view. That means there was like maybe 5,000 or 6,000. They showed an overhead shot, which I was surprised because generally Fox Sports avoids doing that. And, by the way, Denise, will you shut up already, goddammit? That pot fan, you know, the game when they made it 3-2 and it looked like it was going to really be an interesting game till they finally rolled over and died with 10 minutes to go. But when it got to be 3-2, and all of a sudden pot fans starts about stuff that had nothing to do with anything connected to the game.
Well, they only
I almost even felt sorry for the rim man.
They had 2 shots in the last 10 minutes.
Exactly, like I said. Here's a lady in Plantation. Hello.
I'm here.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
I'm in Plantation, not Coral Springs or Gables or wherever they call them. Jerk. Hey, it is a race issue with Mary Elephant.
Yeah.
It is. You know why it's a race issue? Because we need to have a new race. She needs to drop out, and we need to have a new race.
Mm-hmm.
When they showed all those guys that were her supporters, there were like 7 of them sitting in the room on the news. Miriam Oliphant supporters gathered here for hours. There was like 7 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a race issue. We need a new race.
Okay. The race is on.
Pardon?
I said the race is on.
I hope so. Plus,
don't
the
be late.
Panthers, they were counting the people that were watching on TV. That's how they got to that total. That's
and they
the
must have been
television
multiplying
viewers.
times 6. Have a great day, sweetheart. Hang in there. Yeah, Panthers, it's a bad. The organization keeps trying to bullshit the public. You know, it's very sad.
At least they'll win tomorrow.
Against Pittsburgh?
You're without Mario.
No, no guarantee about that. Why do you say that?
That's
Based
the
on
only way
what?
they'll win tomorrow.
Based on what?
What do you mean based on what?
The Penguins won a few games without Mario. I mean, here and there. They got Marty Straka.
Wow.
Who wasn't good enough for Doug McClain. But at any rate, 5670560. They got Mark Savard, what's his name, the goalie? Fleury.
He's a great.
The 18-year-old goalie for Pittsburgh. You're supposed to be a hockey fan, mister. You're supposed to know these things. He's been playing sensational. That's the only reason that,
He's been great.
That's the only reason they've won a whole 3 games so far.
That's the only reason they've won. You're right.
It's just like the Panthers. If Bobby Luongo wasn't playing most of the games, they'd be getting blown out 8. Oh, and I want to tell you something. I don't want to get hockey intensive, but I did watch quite a bit of that game last night. I don't know how they lost to L.A. It must have been the ice was even worse than usual, which it's horrible in that building. But all they kept doing was falling down, and then they kept passing it back into their own zone. The L.A. Kings, to me, were like a joke. They were pathetic. That was said, even through my TV set on my hockey package, all the way here I could smell the aroma from that stinker, man. It was bad.
Yeah, Chesmonic was doing his Hasek impression. He was stopping the pucks. He could have easily given up 6 goals last night.
But he didn't.
I know.
Here's North Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. First off, great show yesterday. My jaw was on the ground staring at the radio listening to that one.
Excellent.
Second thing, wondering if you saw the top 5 in the top 5 book sales. Al Franken, Michael Moore, and the lady, the Bushwhacker, like 3 out of the top 5.
Molly Ivins?
Yeah, Molly Ivins. My question is, do you think, are these converts buying these books, or is these people that already know what's going on buying these books?
Probably both. Probably mostly people already know what's going on.
Right. I also wanted to make one comment, too, if I could.
Go ahead.
South Florida drivers, when it is raining, do not put your hazards on. Do not keep your lights off. You put your freaking lights on, assholes. Shut off the hazards.
Right.
Put your freaking lights on.
Right.
God damn.
You
Have a good
asshole.
Day.
And you too.
And don't slam on the brakes as soon as the...
You
asshole.
Right. People that drive with their hazard lights on, I mean, what are you trying to prove to the rest of us? You giving us a message that it's kind of like dangerous out here? Oh, here's a bullet and it's raining real hard and we're going to all get killed, so put on the hazard lights.
They think it's safer.
See, I think they believe what that means is it's like you're announcing there's a hazard out here.
That's right, it's them.
Right. No question about it. But my mother wants you to know she's a very good driver.
Okay, great. Thanks for the tip.
Even though she sometimes drives on the wrong side of Sterling Road. That's a little spy report I had, Mom.
Yeah, South Park.
Yeah, she was chewing me out for saying something about what a crappy driver about. She's 100 years old, which she almost is. She got about as much business driving, except to the store, which is right across the street, as my little dog did, and he probably would have done a better job. She and John go to lunch last Saturday, and as she's returning back, she's driving. She insists on driving because she's a great driver, like Rain Man. And she makes her little U-E. You got to go to the right and then make a U-E to go back to where she lives. Well, she makes her little U-E. There's only one problem. She's on the wrong side of Sterling Road. Oh! She's on the westbound, going however. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. On the wrong side of the median.
Fortuitously, there was no traffic coming for a long ways, and she was able to when in doubt kind of straighten it out. Cut the crap, Ma. Okay, you're not kidding anybody. Turn in your license before it's too late. In fact, now that I think of it, how about a nice long ride in the country? Sounds good. In the woods. Hey, guys, if you're looking for a big chunk of hair, if you want to get your hair back and you don't have much right now, or maybe you just have that big glaring bald spot in the middle like Tom Brady's getting, hey, Tommy, it's a good thing, okay? You're not going to be so pretty forever. Makes us happy. Charles Alfieri's the guy to get your hair back in a way that'll look really great with his natural hairline system. In business for over 25 years now, Charlie's been working with all the top names in the universe and with everyday people, too, like you. Charlie gives everybody the 30 guarantee. So what do you have to lose but that bald spot? If you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells after 30 days, how many?
About 30, man.
If you're not getting laid a whole bunch of times a week, how many?
About 30, man.
Charlie give you a full refund, no questions asked. So the choice is yours. There's sure a lot of choices out there. It's become the new thing du jour, man. Every day you got a new guy peddling you some kind of a hair system, some kind of a song and a dance, some dead farm animal. Forget about that. If you want to look better and younger than you ever dreamed again, be sure and call Charles Alfieri and mention my name, because just for mentioning Neil Rogers, for having the cojones to do that, he'll knock an extra $200 off their already reasonable price. Here's the toll-free number to call, 1-800-321-2413. 1-800-321-2413. Get your hair back from Chuck. If you want more info, you can go online, charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560, QAM.
You go back to Cuba, you spick bastard.
Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich has a skanky-wanky.
Yes.
Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. We thought he only spanked his monkey. They tease Bill Clinton about it all the time.
Yeah.
They call him womanizing low-life slime. But Nudie's chasing girlies all around the desk. That's why his shirt's untucked, his hair is a mess. Who would have thought, whoever would have thought that?
All right, here we go, on the desk, let's go.
Mr. Speaker, the committee would like to know, are those high heel shoes sticking out from under your desk? I see. Okay, then, the committee sees no impropriety here, and there'll be no further investigation.
I saw him working on his pickup lines.
Okay.
You come here often, baby, what's your sign? A pretty young Republican and all alone. Hey, pretty baby, can I give you the bone? Who would have thought, I never would have thought that.
Come here, baby, and meet the junior speaker of your house.
hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich has a hanky-wanky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. We thought he only spanked his monkey.
Come on, drool for us just a little bit, dude. Nice job. 134, 26 till 2 at 560 QM. The Mad Dog.
All right.
The Angry Puppy.
All right.
The Hostile Hound.
All right.
Jim added you too. He hasn't given me no check so far. Neither has Pharrell. Neither has Hank. Neither is Eddie K, who's in Vegas. Maybe Eddie's just trying to win a couple
That's
thousand
right.
for Abandoned Pararescue, right?
He's going to give you a portion.
He's going to double down. Wait till you hear this story. Fish farting may not just be hot air. Did you know that fish farted?
I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Biologists have linked a mysterious underwater farting sound to bubbles coming out of a herring's anus.
A hairy what?
No fish have been known to emit sound from its anus, nor to be capable of producing such a high-pitched noise. It sounds just like a high-pitched raspberry, says Ben Wilson of the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. Wilson, and you can actually go online and listen to it.
Get out.
Yeah.
Well,
this is a Yahoo story.
Serve
you
it
can
up.
go online and listen to it. Wilson, speaking of Yahoos, Wilson and his colleagues cannot be sure why herring make this sound, but initial research suggests it might explain the puzzle of how shoals keep together after dark. Surprising and interesting is how aquatic acoustic specialists Dennis say, well, I guess they want to hear a lot of underwater stuff. Of the University of Windsor in Ontario describes the discovery. It's the first case of a fish potentially using high frequency for communication, he believes. Arthur Popper, an aquatic bioacoustic specialist at the University of Maryland, is also intrigued. I'd not have thought of it, but fish do very strange and diverse things, he says. Fish are known to call out to potential mates with low grunts and buzzes produced by wobbling a balloon of air called the swim bladder located in the abdomen. The swim bladder inflates and deflates to adjust the fish's buoyancy. The biologist initially assumed that the swim bladder was also producing the high-pitched sounds they had detected, but then they noticed that a stream of bubbles expelled from the fish's anus corresponded exactly with the timing of the noise. So a more likely cause was air escaping from the swim bladder through the old famous anus. It was at this point that a team named, I love this, you're going to like it. It was at this point the team named the noise Fast Repetitive Tick, FRT.
Okay.
But Wilson points that unlike a human fart, the sounds are probably not caused by digestive gases because the number of sounds doesn't change when the fish are fed. The researchers also tested whether the fish were farting from fear, perhaps to sound an alarm. Uh-oh. Oh, here comes Greg. But when they exposed fish to a shark scent, there was again no change in the number of FRTs. Finally, 3 observations persuaded the researchers that the FRT is most likely produced for communication. Isn't that what you always do? You see a stranger in the elevator? How you doing? Firstly, when more herring are in the tank, the researchers record more farts per fish. Secondly, the herring are only noisy after dark, indicating the sounds might allow the fish to locate one another when they can't be seen. Well, that's like people. You try to hold it in all during the day, and then after dark, you just when in doubt, let them all out. Thirdly, the biologists know that herrings can hear the sounds of this frequency, while most fish can't. It sounds like a red herring to me. This would allow them to communicate by fart without alerting predators to their presence. Wilson emphasizes at present this idea is just a theory, but the discovery is still useful. Herring might be attracted by their FRTs the same way that whales and dolphins monitor by their high-pitched squeals. You ever hear Brian Cox? Fishermen might even exploit this to locate shoals. There may even be a conservation issue. Some experts believe human-generated sounds can damage underwater mammals. Now it seems underwater noise might disrupt fish, too. Ready for that?
I'm looking for it
Fish
online.
fart. What?
I'm looking for it online.
Yesterday, fish farting may not just be hot air by Celeste Beaver, B-I-E-V-E-R, Beaver. You find it?
I'm searching.
New Scientist, AFP. It's under newscientist.com. Got it?
Getting it.
uk.news.yahoo.com. I could download it if you want. If you can't find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Oh, this story. Football coaches fired after alleged hazing aftermath. 5 football coaches, and rightfully so, by the way. I'm so pleased with this story. Thanks to whoever sent it in. 5 football coaches at Long Island High School lost their jobs last night in fallout from an alleged hazing ritual. The Mepham High School football coaches have been under pressure to resign following reports that 3 varsity players sodomized 3 junior teammates while the team was at a training camp in western Pennsylvania in August. Members of the district school board voted unanimously last night not to renew contracts of the 5 coaches. In an emotional meeting, Norbert Billing, a Belmore Merrick school board trustee, announced it was in the best interest of our students and the success of the athletic program the coaches not be reappointed. Belmore, where the school is located, is on Long Island South Shore, about 30 miles from Manhattan. Robert Kelly, a lawyer for 2 of the boys who say they were abused, was pleased with the board's decision. It's an important first step in admitting fault and recognizing that the coaches were responsible for what happened. These kids were on their watch. The 3 accused students, ages 15, 16, and 17, faced 10 criminal charges, including deviant sexual intercourse, aggravated assault, kidnapping, unlawful restraint, and false imprisonment. The suspects allegedly used broomsticks, pine cones, and golf balls to sodomize the younger boys. Ain't that lovely, huh?
Yeah.
Just boys being boys is always the story, you know.
Yeah.
All this hazing, all this crap, all the fraternities, all that crap that goes on there, all those dead kids. But, you know, it's the American effing way. And, of course, just like the gun thing, you're never going to talk anybody out of it. If they're into it, it's their thing, you know. Oh, they're just boys being boys, just having a good time, shoving a couple of broomsticks of some kid.
Rectum.
And like you've always said, it always involves faggery.
Mm-hmm.
All the hazing always involves some kind of faggery. Because the whole sports scene and all the fraternity thing.
That's a gay club, you moron.
Even he knows that. And lately, he don't know too much. 20 till 2 at QAM. If you're underpaid, if you're overworked, if you're like dying over there because your job sucks, your paycheck is an embarrassment, change your life. Don't just listen to me talk about it. Do it. If you'd like to get a new high-paying career and you don't have 4 long, excruciating, expensive years to waste on college, here's the answer for you. Call Fast Train and get going. Get on the right track. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. They can have you trained and certified for a high-paying computer network professional career or a high-paying medical computer specialist career in as little as 4 months. That's right. You can be fully trained and ready for a great new career in as little as 4 months, and a good paycheck goes along with it instead of working for like 50 cents an hour. Fast Train offers day, evening, and weekend classes. They offer job placement assistance and financial aid to people who qualify as well. Fast Train's got 6 convenient locations all over town to serve you, so there's bound to be one close to where you live. Call them today. Tell them that Todd Dreck told you to make that life-changing call, and when they hear that name, believe me, they'll hop to it. Check them out on the web first at fasttrain.com and then make the call and change your life forever. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Up, little boy.
Okay, this is the Siegfried and Sharon Osbourne audition. Let's begin.
Okay there, Mrs. Iron Man. Let's see how you ought to be getting along with this tiger.
No problem, dearie. Come here, kitty. Oh, you're a good kitty cat, yes. Come give Mumsy a kiss. Oh, yes, that's a good tiger. Oh, bloody hell. He just all over the floor. It's bad enough I have to clean up dog home. I'm bloody well not going to clean up tiger at work.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. If we need you, we'll call you, okay? Say hi to Ozzy and the kids.
Oh, off.
Next!
145 at 560. How's
Roy
doing? Anybody heard yet? Nobody cares.
No.
I don't know how she's doing. So did you get the thing I faxed it to you? The
I got it. I'm
story?
going to go look for the audio now.
There you go. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear that. This is an interesting story that I don't know if we put this on or not, from the Village Voice. The general and the senator. Wes's bloopers give Hillary's troops hope. He writes, every time Wesley Clark goes weird on us, like when the general said, I would have been a Republican if Karl Rove had returned my phone calls, the campaign to nominate Hillary gathers momentum. The most recent Quinnipiac University national poll shows her ahead of all of the Democrats. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
I think we'll do that as our number one poll tomorrow in the first hour, if Hillary runs. If Clinton decides to run, she gets 43%, 10% for Clark, 8% for Lieberman and Gebhardt, 7% each for Kerry and Dean. Meanwhile, it says her money keeps on rolling in. Hillary's fortunes rise as Bush weakens. It says the president's performance ratings are declining. The pressure on Hillary grows as Bush appears more and more vulnerable to attack. During the slow death of GIs day after day, Rumsfeld, celebrated on the right as the nation's most manly man, sounds off regularly. Sunday on ABC, he declared that the U.S. is just not organized, trained, or equipped to win hearts and minds overseas, and then mused, what has to change in our country, organizationally, overt, covert, either one, so that we can have a higher confidence that we're reducing the number of people who become terrorists. Vice President Cheney's corporate buds want more and more. Bush and his brother Jeb are into some sick scene playing Doctor the Living Dead. Bush's neocon advisors, not satisfied with total war in the Middle East, want to fight China from space, and now there's renewed talk of using small nuclear weapons. So the bottom line on this is that Hillary might just come jumping in here because we don't seem to have any consensus, even though Howard Dean's raising an enormous amount of money. And then, of course, he put his foot in his mouth the other day with that thing about the Confederate flag, which they spent that whole debate the other night purloining him about. The political right, which has cheerily used the specter of Hillary as a campaign tool to galvanize its base, is now hyperventilating. She's getting vitriolic against President Bush, shrieked the folks at WorldNetDaily.com. She's going postal. She's going ballistic. Hillary doesn't know the truth. It's as much a stranger to the junior senator from New York as sunlight is to a vampire, they said. They're getting all panicky about it because they know she'll probably whoop his ass. You think?
Wait. Where is it?
What? You got the fish part?
Somewhere.
Okay, let's hear it.
That's big.
Was that it? Oh, wait, I stepped on it. Was that it?
Yeah.
Play it again, Sam.
It's coming. Here it comes. Boy, this thing's slow. Here it comes. It's buffering.
Wow.
That was it.
Another first on the Neil Rogers Show. We're going to be in the Guinness Book of Records. The first fish fart ever played on American radio. I love it. Orlando, Florida. Young Republicans can topple Saddam Hussein and Christian athletes. Oh, I see. Young Republicans can topple Saddam Hussein and Christian athletes can let Jesus rock their night away at the homecoming parade after high school officials agreed Wednesday to let their floats roll. Let them float. Kind of like Elion, right?
Yeah, he floats good.
After officials at Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando raised concerns earlier this week that the floats might offend some people, the students involved contacted the Liberty Council, an Orlando-based right-wing fanatical civil liberties legal group. Schools cannot censor the message just because they disagree with the message, said Matthew Stover, president of the General Counsel of Liberty Council. Students dropped their plans to sue on First Amendment grounds after the school officials agreed to allow the floats in tonight's parade, that meaning tonight. Students will be able to express the essence of their clubs and maintain proper decorum for our school event, Principal Gene Trokinski said in a statement. The Young Republican Club plans to have students in black T-shirts with the word evil bowling before a statue of Sodom. You think they're going to be bowling for Columbine?
No.
Other students in club T-shirts plan to chase the evil students away with silly string and then topple the statue. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes plans a float urging students to let Jesus rock your night away, in which students will tear up signs with the words sex, suicide, depression, and drugs. Let's see. When I think of suicide, depression, and drugs, I always think right in line with that, sex. All of these terrible, awful things, right?
Of course.
Sends a really good, healthy message to all those good Christian athletes. Suicide, depression, and drugs, and sex. Be bad.
Boy!
Don't be doing it, man. It's bad.
I thought when you couldn't get sex, that's when you turned to suicide, depression, and drugs.
Oh, maybe that's it. That's what Rush said. 5670560, pound 560. Oh, so many things running through my mind on that. 150 at 560, WQM 10 before 2. We got the Mad Dog at 2, the Humper at 4, Hurricane Hotline at 7, Eddie K from Vegas at 9, and Joe and Mark overnight because there's no game today. No game tonight. We got, is it tomorrow night or Saturday? Tomorrow, isn't it, the Penguins? Scott.
What?
Tomorrow night is the Penguin game at the Panthers, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't get all surly about it now. Just because they're having tough times now. They're having a few tough times. Can't stick the biscuit in the basket. But at least Pharrell's getting to schmooze with all the assholes in town. Randy Moeller, a silly person, a clown, clown.
Lucky him.
And what's his name? Paul D. over there at U of M, another silly person. Hey, if you want to replace that really tired old carpeting in your home, speaking of tired and old like UM Sports, let me tell you about Laminates R Us. They're the easy, the low-maintenance alternative to so expensive it'll cost you a fortune natural wood flooring. Laminates R Us is the best place to find laminated wood flooring from Peridor, Pergo, Wilsonard, Unifloor, and Quickstep. And all their flooring is installed by Pergo-certified installers, too. Here's another smart reason to install Laminates R Us. Their prices are so low, it'll probably put you right on the flow. Right now, you can get their fall special for just $1,495. Let me say it again. Just $1,495 gets you up to 295 square feet of beautiful, fantastic laminate wood flooring. Unbelievable. And Laminates R Us. I noticed on top of the copy he keeps sending me, who is this? Is this Adam?
I don't know.
It says pronounced laminate. Hey, Adam, A-S-S-H-O-L-E, pronounced asshole. And Laminates of Rust will match any legitimate written offer. For a free in-home estimate, call Laminates of Rust toll-free and tell them that Cranky Neil told you to call. Only cranky when our sales department's involved. 1-877-777-3336. And they make it so easy for you. What's not to like? Free carpet disposal, free furniture moving, a 25-year warranty, and years of beautiful, easy care laminate wood flooring. Call Laminates of Rust today, toll-free, 1-877-777-3336.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Man, do I like that!
As I spread my thighs and lower myself on the toilet bowl, I feel my bowels lose control on the toilet. And there's a smell that makes you cry, so bad I can barely see my knees as I make my straining sphincter squeeze on the toilet. It's not hard to understand. Any diabetic big fat man eventually winds up limping on the seat. It's so goddamn embarrassing. Everybody's making fun of me. A mansion with a fancy gate. Never thought to install a bidet. 8 super sound at night. When Voodoo jammed inside my hole, it found the king of rock and roll on the toilet.
You know, they do say that when you breathe your last breath that you're kind of like all your bodily functions just kind of let go.
This is true.
So wasn't it fortuitous for the king that he was like sitting on the throne?
Right.
Which is where you'd expect the king to be, on the throne, at that magical moment.
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah, that's right. So those of you, like that guy, when I saved his fax, I just loved it. The one that said he can't wait for that last, where is it? I saved it here somewhere. That was the greatest fax in the history of the, I long for the sweet release of death, says James B., one of our faxers, who just can't handle all of this stuff that's going on, all these right-wing lunatics. Speaking of right-wing lunatics, don't forget to check out on NeilRogers.com something new, the WMD Countdown. The search for the weapons of mass destruction continues, and I noticed, I just checked it again, and the countdown actually counts. Did you know that?
Right, that's the idea.
I can't believe it. In other words, it's not just a phony number that Eric put up there to make it amusing. It actually continues counting down. And I still say that, I look at W and I say, ain't he precious? Because he sure got them orangutan lips, man. It's a beautiful thing. Anybody who watches Passions will say, gee, that looks awfully familiar. Who is or was the biggest drooling yahoo of them all? Another category where W comes out on top. You can't beat him with a stick, especially when all the elections are fixed. George W., 187 votes, a drooling yahoo, man. El Presidente. Despised and reviled world round. I bet you out there in Uranus they probably ain't too fond of him either. They're onto him. Strom Thurmond, 83. Jesse Helms, 81. Hard to separate them two. Dr. Phil McGraw, 46. Very good showing by Dr. Phil, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Toby Keith, only 24. That was your choice. Steve Spurrier, 19. Terry Bowden, 18. Believe you me, if you knew Terry Bowden, if you knew Terry like I knew Terry, he'd be right up there with El Presidente. John Rocker, 13. Terry Bradshaw, 10. James Carville, 7. Paint your bald spot, Jimmy. Trent Lott's got 6. Jimmy Swaggart, 5. Tammy Faye Baker's got 4. What is the obsession? What is the fascination with fags and Tammy Faye? Can you explain that to me? Ask Freaky Carlos on your way out.
No.
What is the deal?
No, thank you.
George Wallace, 3. Judge Roy Moore, 3. LBJ, 3. Bum Phillips has got 3. Hisn and Yersin and Misen. Isn't that in Boca Meisner Park? Who else got 3? Newt Gingrich, Don Imus. 2 votes for Lester Maddox, Willie Nelson, Bobby Bird. Old Bobby Bird just turned 120. Ernest Ainsley's got 1. Orville Faubus, 1. Jerry Jones. And no votes for Junior Samples, Billy Carter, or Ross Perot out of 533 votes out of drooling idiots. So many drooling yahoos and so little time. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have the rain or shine. Pharrell will be at Napa Auto Parts, 1911 North State Road, 7 to Margate, noon to 2. And Miguel or somebody will be with him, and we'll have all our Best Neil merchandise. Bring lots of cash, okay? And thanks again to Dave Hagan and his wife, and Clarence. Hey, Clarence, better late than never, sweetheart. It's kind of just like getting laid.
Bye, bye, bye! The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I'm getting pounded.
Man, do I like that.